They got me
Really?
saying y'all.
Y'all, see,
Y'all.
I like the word y'all. That
Hell
makes
yeah.
complete sense. Okay,
Yeah.
because it's just a contraction of you and all.
Yeah.
Y'all.
I always like slang. Like ain't. I'm not
And
gonna say
ain't,
isn't.
even though ain't sounds better
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
I like
Ain't gonna
slang.
do that, which basically just means I am not gonna do that.
I ain't gonna do that.
But it's to me, the word y'all sounds better than the way some northerners say the same sort of thing when they say yous and yens.
Yeah.
Hell.
I remember when I was a kid, like my cousins from Texas came up to visit and they were saying y'all, and I thought it was so cool. And I would try to like make myself say that after they left around my friends.
Oh no.
Hey, y'all.
So you sounded cool. You sounded like the cool Southern
Yeah,
person,
I thought it was
right?
cool.
There we go.
Nice. So I heard you watched it. It was good,
Yeah.
right?
It's
awesome.
so,
It's so funny.
stinking good. I liked it so much that I did a review.
Really?
And it's an old movie. Well, oldish. And
Awesome.
Oh, there's Ben.
there's so we have a newcomer.
Cool.
Hello, Ben.
Yo.
This is someone who works with Arturelia.
Yeah, works at my job.
What's up, man?
Ben, this is
Hello,
the
hello.
crew.
How's it going?
I'm
up, man?
alright.
That's
How
someone
about
new.
yourself?
Doing good.
That's nice.
We didn't get a chance to see Rock and Rolla, unfortunately.
But
That was
yeah,
a wait. Well, you still haven't watched Lock, Stock, so that's crazy to me.
That's right, I haven't.
It's crazy to me. Lock, Stock's like his best movie. Maybe it's up there. It's
I-
top
Richie.
best movie.
Yeah. I do. Hey Tariq, how are
Hello.
you? We're doing good. We're just making fun of accents. That's what we opened up.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say we could start on now, like with the top 10 of 2008.
You know what? I never came up with a list.
Neither
Brad
have I.
Pitt in Snatch had the best accent.
Oh my gosh, Brad
Thanks.
Pitt. Holy cow. Okay, so Simon, could you understand him?
Yeah.
Simon's still muted. He must be choking on his coffee again.
Yeah, no problem. Completely comprehensible to me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sure? Really?
There's actually a documentary called Knuckle about Irish gypsy bare knuckle boxers. If you're
Cool.
interested in it, I think it's on YouTube for free. So
Cool.
Well, that's interesting because I had trouble. I was very glad there were subtitles. I don't know why we're talking about that movie.
That's
because that's not
2000.
even-
We've passed that.
I know. It's okay. All right.
Anyways,
Scratch that.
so
Let's moving on.
one
They're talking about accents, yeah.
is the Dark Knight.
What a based movie that is.
I love that
What's
movie.
base mean?
It just means it's cool. It's great.
Yeah, we could do the whole hour on Dark Knight. I almost rewatched it for this thing because it's been a few years.
It's been a while.
Oh, but I remember in
seen it
detail.
too.
I
When I
remember,
got it on DVD, that it came out, and when it came out on DVD, I watched it like 4 times that week or two. I got it. It was just so cool to love a movie that was also like the biggest hit of the year. That it's huge. I like when
yeah.
I like what's popular. Usually I don't.
What is so stinking funny, Simon?
no, just
What?
Colin, you look like a Batman villain with your little fucking coat, so you don't get any blood in your clothes.
Oh my god.
Look,
Poor Colin.
I loaded.
Aw.
it's got hands. I'm a friendly character.
He's a good
Are you-
villain.
Is he bullying you? Simon's
just-
like a bully to Colin.
I'm not gonna lie, if you got like makeup on, you would look like the Joker. I'm just saying.
Ugh, no.
Oh, but he was such a cool villain.
Joker's pretty. Yeah, Heath Ledger nailed
Heath
it.
Ledger, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
One of the best performances, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just what I hate about the fact that he was nominated for an award is I honestly feel like the only reason that happened is because he died, not really because they thought because his performance was excellent. I'm just saying the Academy, the elites, they often snub, comic book or superhero movies. And I feel like the only reason it got attention was because he died from those people.
To tell.
They also expanded the number of Best Picture nominations from 5 to 10 that year
Ah,
to include the
okay.
Dark Knight.
Really? Did they do
mean,
that specifically to
I
include the dark?
remember that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because then the next year, Avatar got nominated for Best Picture in 2009.
Sin's hatred for Avatar.
Oh my gosh. Tariq, I completely forgot about Eagle Eye, that was a 2008 movie. I think Arturo would have liked that. I remember seeing that up when I was up in Boston visiting my brother and his wife. Yeah. Dang it. There's
I
a few
remember
decent
seeing
films in 2008.
goodness, didn't we see Dark Knight like twice in movie theaters?
I saw
I
it
can
at
recall.
least 3 times.
I remember seeing Batman Begins, I think twice, and then
I
The
saw
Dark
that.
Knight, I saw it twice.
3 times too.
I'm
I
trying to
actually
think
didn't
of what was
Dark
my
Knight
favorite
in the
scene
theater.
in that movie. I know that the whole like chase scene underneath the underground was good.
Yeah, where they flip the truck.
Yeah.
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 And he's standing in the road, and that's when he lets himself get caught.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the movie, it opens with such a great scene. The baby
Oh, yeah.
like sets the
Oh
tone
yeah.
for like the serious tone. And
So let me ask you a question. That opening scene, when he was unmasked, and you see that one of those clowns was Joker, did that surprise you? Because that scene had actually leaked, or they had sort of released, like the first 10 or whatever minutes. And so I had watched it, so I knew that was going to be him. But some people were really surprised that was him.
No, I mean, it was like not a big surprise. It was more like, oh, he's one of the villains. That
No,
makes
that's
sense.
him.
The bad guy.
Yeah.
Why are we paying attention to this big scene of bad guys doing stuff?
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't like I expected him to be there, but it wasn't like a big surprise that he was.
How about that score? I love the score for that movie, too.
Oh yeah, Hans Zimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I actually got into my favorite band ever from a song in that movie. When the Batman he goes to meet the mob boss Caroni or whoever he is, something
Falcone.
like Falcone, I think.
Falcone was.
That was the first one I thought.
Yeah.
That was yeah. I
Wait,
think
are
it's
you
another
talking about?
mobster.
Are you talking about when Joker goes in and he slams the guy's head on the pencil?
No, that was a great scene. That was another great scene.
Ta-da!
That was when you're like, holy crap, this guy's for real.
Yes. Yeah, it was like a whole different level of fucking around. It wasn't like I'm tougher than you. It was like I'll take you all down with me. It was cool. Yeah. No, when Batman goes into the club and there's like this, Maroni probably. Yeah. And it's like flashing lights because it was like
yeah.
Eric Roberts played him. I think.
Eric Roberts, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the flashing lights and he's like punching people in the club and the music playing was so cool. And every time I watched it, I was like, I gotta find this music. So I looked in the credits who did it, and then I YouTubed that band, and they became my favorite band ever. Boom Boom Satellites.
Interesting. I do not even remember what that song sounded like. And it's been a few years since I've seen that.
The one thing that I know is that when the Batman came out this year, I kind of had that same feeling when he goes to that dance place.
Yes, I remember that too.
I'm thinking, oh man, that kind of reminds me of the Dark Knight when Batman goes to that place to talk to that mob boss.
Me too. Exactly. I had that same feeling because it was a pretty cool song in the Batman. I think I was like, that's no Boom Boom. In the Boom Boom Satellite song, it was kind of just like a typical club electro song. It just had something unique about it that made me search them out.
Okay, I forgot to set the timer. Hold on, because I have to leave at 11 to go pick up Javier. I forgot. So I got my timer set. All right, 3 hours. Okay.
That's your daughter's boyfriend who's living with you guys?
Yeah. He moved up here from Puerto Rico, and he got a job where Arturo works. So he just started yesterday.
Cool. And Ben works there too?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
The movie theater, man, I love working at a movie theater. It was so fun. That's awesome.
It's all right. It's okay.
It's all right. They could probably get tired of cleaning up popcorn.
All day.
All day, yes.
Number 2, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I was excited for it, but when I saw it, it really felt like Harrison Ford was too old. I don't think it And it's funny because I rewatched all of the Indiana Jones trilogy recently, and I had the fourth one, and I didn't watch it. It's like, fuck that. And
You
then
know,
I-
we
Yeah.
got that. Yeah, like I remember we got it at Aaron McKay's one time, and now when I think about it, it's like,
Why?
thinking back on it, yeah,
Why
why?
did we even?
Like at the time I enjoyed it, but I watched it a second time in Spanish, and then when I thought back about it, I realized like it's not as good as I remember.
I've really only watched it once. I thought it was alright, coming out watching it.
well,
It
it's
was-
funny. You know,
No, just like meh. meh.
It's
Okay,
funny
go ahead.
'cause right after I passed on it, I saw some YouTube clip of Quentin Tarantino talking where he's like, "Kingdom of Skull was really good. It's underrated." And I was like, "Damn, Quentin." I mean, he's crazy taste. I don't always agree with his taste, but I remember like maybe I should have watched it. Maybe I passed, too soon on giving it a chance. Because honestly, I rewatched all three, and the first one not good to me. I was like, I will never watch this movie.
Are you serious?
I like the first one.
Really?
It's so cliche and cheesy. In the first and second
Yeah, but
movie,
that was like the beginning. That was like it's sort of kind of like how Halloween. The first Halloween.
I mean,
It set down all these
Colin, you gotta
overused
go in that
tropes.
corner, man. That's not
no,
cool.
Indy is a classic character, and Harrison Ford's awesome. But that movie was a little. I couldn't get into it, and the
Oh,
female
it's
lead
so
was
good.
so annoying. In
Yeah,
both the
you
first
didn't like
and
her?
second movie, so annoying. And the second movie got good in the second half, but then that was pretty cheesy too. And then the third one was, I think, the best. But the fourth one, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have rewatched it. Just Quentin Tarantino said it was pretty good.
Oh, no, I have to disagree with him on that.
Or is
He's
he
crazy
just joking?
taste.
No, I don't have. I don't think this next one coming up is going to be very good either.
Oh,
Yeah. No,
What do we got? Number 3?
yeah. Kung
you
Fu
know,
Panda. I remember
I'm
seeing
not
that
even
one,
looking
too.
at the list. Kung Fu Panda,
Yep, skadoosh.
Skadoosh. Oh, this is the same
I
year.
love Kung Fu Panda.
Skadoosh.
That
That was cute though.
I watched it a couple of times. I thought it was okay. The second one I think is better.
I don't even think I've
Oh,
seen the
yeah.
second one.
Neither. Yeah, we haven't.
I think I watched it once, but I don't remember it. I think I liked it probably just as much, but I actually bought the first one and watched it a few times. I don't know. I love Jack Black. I was actually just listening to Tenacious D, and I
Oh
love
gosh,
it.
Tenacious D. You and my brother, and the love for Tenacious D.
They're so good. And
Well,
then,
it's funny. So Iron Man. What was that other movie where 3 of them are in that movie?
Tropic Thunder.
Probably, yeah. So there was that little funny thing that they did.
Yeah, that little clip.
Was it
they
like the
did.
Oscars or?
It
Golden
was either the MTV Music Awards or the Golden Globes. They did this cute. They did this
My
funny
name
little
is Jack
clip.
Black. They put a bomb
put
in
a-
my brain through my
through
nasal
my navel
cavity.
cavity. My navel cavity. My nasal cavity. It was funny.
I didn't see that.
I watched that so many times.
I made a Lego version of it.
Oh,
which
that's
I've
right, you
lost.
did.
I've lost that one.
Oh, I thought maybe you'd put it up on YouTube.
No, I've lost it. But I remember like when his head blew up, I put all like all this stuff on the wall.
That's right. That was funny. I have to see if I can find that.
I think wasn't Angelina Jolie in Kung Fu Panda?
Yes.
I thought she was.
Tiger,
And
Yeah.
Jackie
David
Chan.
Cross, Jackie Chan, David Cross, Seth Rogen, the Mantis. I enjoyed the action in that movie. It had some good action for cartoon.
Yeah, it's
kids
crazy
movie.
that it's 14 years old.
Yeah,
It's crazy
was-
that all these movies are 14 years old.
yeah, they all are. Yeah,
Oh man. Goodness, I was like 12 at the time,
Yeah, you were young.
going to see all these awesome movies. I pretty much was there when the MCU started.
Oh yeah.
I remember 2008 was. I guess Iron Man. Obviously, it started, but that
Yeah.
felt like the year that like superheroes were in, because not just Dark Knight, but there was like Iron Man, the Hulk,
Mhm.
and one or two others as well. Where
I can't think of the other ones, but that certainly started things.
Probably the better
Iron
like
Man.
Iron Man movie.
Iron Man. I guess we'll get to Iron Man. I really liked Iron Man.
Oh, I love that movie.
Number 4 is Hancock.
Yeah,
I was
I forgot it.
underwhelmed by that film.
I thought it would. I would really like it. But
Yeah,
I
me too.
didn't. No, I honestly don't remember much of it.
You haven't seen it, Arturo.
Nope.
Started off good, and then just kind of fell apart. The
Yeah,
second half.
I felt so too. Like I was enjoying it, and then it just kind of petered out.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like the twisty thing that I just it just didn't work for me.
Okay, well, number 5 is Mamma Mia.
I have never seen that movie.
Neither have I.
I have no desire to see that movie.
Me neither, but I like its place in the culture. I like that it exists, and it's just a thing that when I hear it, it makes me happy.
Really?
Yeah, it's just so happy. And, yeah,
I remember
like
my
stuff.
my cousin really loved the soundtrack. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
Don't have much to
Mamma.
say about some of these top 10 ones.
Well,
do we?
okay, Madagascar Escape to Africa. That we did see that one.
And I've completely forgotten about it.
Okay, what's the lion's name? What's
I
his name?
forgot. I forgot.
Well, pretty much the second one's about him and his past and him reuniting with his family over in Africa.
Yeah, it's like it just didn't. I don't think that movie stuck with me as much as, like, let's say a film like Over the Hedge did.
I mean, I remember it was pretty funny. Even your brother thought it was really funny and probably better than the first one.
Oh, the lion's name is Alex.
Alex.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that was Ben Stiller, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, the best part of that show was the penguins.
Yeah, the penguins.
Yeah, the penguins were funny.
They were like spies or something. Acted like spies.
You're talking about the second, in the second film. They weren't in the first one, were they?
Yeah, they were.
No,
were.
they were. I think they were in all the films.
Okay.
I just remembered the scene in the movie where the penguins are flying something, and I guess they're trying to escape or something. I don't know. I don't fully remember, but I know that they had monkeys that were like hanging on to the plane, and they would mention like something to the monkey, and the monkey would pass it along to the other monkey, and so on. But once it got to the penguin at the top, it just none of it made any sense.
Monkey telephone.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
you know how when you try to pass an information and then it gets muffled?
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
it
you
was
guys
like
did
that.
that one time. Remember one of the homeschool get-togethers?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You played that game.
I just thought that was funny.
With the monkeys, they probably screwed. The second monkey was completely different things. I never saw that movie.
So number 7 is Quantum of Solace.
Oh.
I've never seen that.
Neither have I.
It's not very good.
Not the
feel
best
like-
James Bond.
I remember that there wasn't like a solar panel factory in the desert or something. That's all I
I
remember. If that
only
was-
saw it once and just remember that I didn't like it. But then I wasn't crazy about Casino Royale.
See, and I love Casino Royale.
A lot of people do.
I was
yeah.
stoked for this movie, so that's why all I
Yeah.
remember was that I forgot everything. It's not,
You know, that kind of reminds me of Skyfall. I loved Skyfall, and Skyfall was so good. I was really looking forward to Spectre, and then that was not good.
yeah,
It's weird. It's like it's been this hit or miss with him.
yeah.
With
I
his
can't tell them
Bond.
apart.
You can't tell
Really?
them apart.
They all just kind of blend into one thing.
Blend
for me.
together. Did
Yeah.
you guys watch the last one?
That was the worst
Yeah.
one, wasn't it? The one that
I thought it
opened.
was all right.
Was it what was it called? Oh no, okay, I remember the last. Maybe it was the one.
No
before
Time
that.
to Die.
The one before that, or even before that,
The one before that was Spectre.
and then
No
not that
Time
it
to
opened.
Die.
I remember one. It opened with a great uncut, long moving action shot, and I was like, "Oh, this is sweet." And then the rest of the movie is pretty bad. I think it was like the third one he did.
Skyfall.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Skyfall was
I did
I
see
love
that one.
Skyfall. That was the one with Javier Bardem in it.
was that Skyfall that opened with that shot?
Well, you know what? I
Maybe-
remember Casino Royale opening with a really long extended chase scene.
Yeah.
And Skyfall did as well, but I don't remember that it looked like it was a scene that wasn't cut. I don't remember that part of it. Skyfall is the one that Judi Dench, her character.
There was the
thing.
cabin scene and the skyscraper scene. Yeah, I remember. I gotta look it up. But
There's a scene where they're
regardless-
fighting in front of this picture of a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That was a really cool shot, actually. I
Yeah.
love that shot.
I wonder
That's
why.
most memorable.
So that one was really good, but then the next one that followed after it, not so much. I wonder why.
Regardless, Quantum of Solace was probably the worst of all. But
Yeah.
I think for me, like Simon said, they all kind of blended. Even Skyfall, they all kind of blended together to me, other than a few scenes, except for the first one.
Well, what wasn't this around the time of the writer strike or something? I keep hearing about that from that time.
Well, there have been different writer strikes at different times.
But
so I don't
I remember
if
like there
that
was a
the
writer
same.
strike going on around 08.
Yeah,
I-
it affected the TV shows more than at least
Yeah.
because that
I
season
mean-
of TV shows are shorter. Like all my favorite shows, they have like short seasons that one year. It might have been that year. It was around that year, so yeah.
And the script for Quantum of Solace would have been written well before that strike.
I think
So-
07.
So I don't think it would have been affected by that. It just wasn't very good. It just wasn't very good.
Wah, wah.
Yep.
Number 8 is Iron Man. The best
And that-
one.
Yeah,
Iron
it's
Man.
like- Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man. Just like I would say,
Iron
it wouldn't be number
Man.
8 today. Like that was
Iron Man.
before anyone knew.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I was looking through the list too. That if it came out in today's time,
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been number 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marvel was, kind of testing the waters, and they didn't know how well this whole thing was going to go,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of taking a bit of a chance on. Okay, D. Got to joining the long take scene that Colin's talking about is the Day of the Dead. That one's Inspector. Yes, I remember that scene.
That scene was great, and then the rest of the movie I felt like was forgettable.
Yeah, I like that scene too.
Yeah. Cool. Thank
But
you.
yeah, this was pretty much the start of the MCU.
Yeah, they
Iron
took a
Man.
chance with RDJ, and he's the reason that movie, was so good. I think.
I always thought he was a perfect fit for the character. I don't know about you guys, but I just knew that his own issues with substance abuse, I felt like would give him, I don't know, just this, because in the comics, Tony Stark is an alcoholic. So I
never
felt like
realized that.
he was, or is, if he's even still. I haven't read the comics in forever, but I just felt like he was perfect. He was one of the most perfectly cast
Mm-hmm.
roles. It just he fit that role like it was just like it was made for him.
Yeah.
It's too bad that the guy that played War Machine couldn't come back.
I really
was
hated that
the
he
best.
didn't come back.
Yeah, like I just thought him as War Machine, he just fit.
Oh, I disagree. I don't.
Oh, I
Well,
loved
okay, I
him.
wouldn't
I
say-
loved him so much better than I did not like Don Cheadle as the replacement. I did not like him.
I don't know if, as far as the character War Machine in the movies. I just don't. I don't like Terrence Howard very much as an actor, but I do.
Really?
like Don
I thought
Cheadle as an actor.
I thought he and Robert Downey had great chemistry.
Yeah.
But in terms of just that movie, I don't really remember. I get he was all right in the movie, yeah. But yeah, Iron Man was good. It's kind of I was just thinking how it's like, man, that is like the opposite side of the Dark Knight, where Dark Knight was all serious, and Iron Man's a lot more kind of fun and comic booky, and it worked and it's almost like, man, 2008. Those are I think would be 2 of the top 5 all time superhero movies, and they were both that year, and
And the quality of the movie looked really good too. Like most of the scenes with him in the suit was really well done. But now,
Oh yeah.
goodness, it's like they've gone so cheap these days. It's like,
Have you seen their new stuff in the new movies. Like it's so cheap. It's kind of bad, to be honest.
I
Yeah,
haven't even.
Mhm.
CGI. Their CGI is.
it's
no.
weird in that in some ways it looks cheaper and worse than in the early days.
Because they know people are gonna go watch it because it's a Marvel movie.
I don't know what
They're
the
not
heck is
putting
their
much effort.
problem.
It's fun because see, this was either Universal or Paramount, one of the two. Because I know they published one of the like earlier Marvel movies, but it's funny how their quality looks so better in '08 than it does now.
I'd have to compare them.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference. It's like whenever Disney got the rights to Marvel, it's like the quality started to dip a bit, like as it kept going.
Really.
Well, it felt like they became too dependent on the green screen stuff, and that started to take over the actual storytelling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, you can. I don't know. You just and I don't know at what point it started to happen.
I watched a video explaining all this stuff, and if I can find it, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. I bet it's the same video I may have seen and saved in my list a while
You know what
back.
my favorite?
Yeah, it's the one I
scene
sent
is?
to you.
That's why. I saved it in my list.
Your favorite what, Archer?
I was just gonna say my favorite scene in Iron Man is probably when he saves those people from those terrorist group.
It's
you know?
like Iron Man's first appearance, kind of.
Yeah. He just like
Yeah,
they're about ready to kill the kid's dad, and he
Yeah.
just comes up and just starts kicking ass.
Yeah, and he does it. He calculates his little guns can accurately hit the bad guys, and then when he blows up, he launches a whatever at this thing, and he turns around and walks away, and the explosion's going off behind him. I was like, that
Cool
is
guys
so
don't look at
cool.
explosion.
Say
Yeah.
what?
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Yeah.
Right, they just walk away. That was the cool, even though that was CGI stuff, but it was really cool.
But it was
They
done
did
well.
that well.
Yeah.
It's like,
They
oh,
can't. It seems like they can't
he's
do
so
it well
awesome.
anymore.
he just even had that strut.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, like he also got hit. He got hit and he fell, and then when he comes up,
Oh
mean,
yeah,
you know-
he almost looks angry, even though you
Yeah.
can't really see an expression on his face. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It's possible.
I thought it was Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't know. That would bear some looking into. I don't remember if I've ever heard that.
Funny that
story.
Leonardo DiCaprio is not even in the MCU yet. You got most of these.
I have a
famous
feeling he
actors.
will be at some point. Everybody's in the MCU now, even Christian Bale, for goodness
Yeah,
sakes.
Christian.
Jeez.
I don't think DiCaprio's going to. I think he's the one who said no superhero movies.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Matt Damon will, but he already was.
Matt Damon.
Thor.
Yes.
Yeah. He is in Thor. Yeah.
He was playing wasn't he playing the part of Loki in that stupid play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. But he did it again in the new one, I think.
Oh yeah, but I never watched that one.
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it. It
Well,
was-
I know. Yeah, I know. I passed. I think that was that was the second MCU movie I never watched.
Which one?
First one was Eternals.
I never watched it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Second one was Thor.
Love and Thunder.
Mm-hmm. I am looking forward to Black Panther though.
Yeah, I
See
think
that in
I'll
a couple
see that.
days.
We're gonna see that in the theaters. Probably like the second week it's up. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah, Archer and I we're going to go see it first showtime on Thursday, 3:15. So I hope it's decent. Well, we'll see. I'm trying not to pay attention to anything anybody's saying about it, like at all. I don't want to know anything, but
I like going in a big crowd because I always sit second row. No one's up there, even when it's a big crowd.
oh my gosh,
Shit,
really?
Second row?
Oh, I
Huh?
talked about that before. That's my thing. Because when I worked at the movie
Oh,
theater,
that's right, you did. But how in the heck? Like honestly, that's so uncomfortable.
when I worked at the movie theater, I could pick, so I tried everywhere all the time. And second row, it's because the first row is your recliner chair. It's your footrest. That's what I mean. It's your footrest because no one's in the first row ever. So you just put your feet up and you lean back and you just like look, and the whole thing
It's like right on top of you.
it's like you're in the world. There's no people in your vision in front of you. It's just you and the
Ooh, it's
screen.
too
And you
close.
just lean back with your feet up. every time. That's how I see a movie, and so
Oof.
we can do that with the big crowd. But I'm waiting. I'm gonna see it with my parents, and they don't.
That
want to see
is the way a Batman villain watches movies.
All right, this is your new name. You should just sign on from now on as a Batman villain.
a Batman villain. I need to get a better. That's gotta. I gotta.
I just remember when the seats, like before they like made them really nice.
Oh, this is changing the subject totally. But Colin, isn't it?
What?
No. I'm sorry. I'm confusing that character from Cowboy Bebop with the character from One Piece, and thought maybe you liked One Piece and was going to ask if you'd seen that movie. But never
One
mind.
Piece. I've never even heard of One Piece.
Oh, you haven't? There's a big
Really?
anime that's been going on since 1999.
Really?
Yes.
One Piece. Man. Okay. Maybe I'll Google. I gotta Google that.
Never get into it. Don't watch it.
It's not for everybody, I'm gonna say. I just wanted to shut off my brain and go hang out with my friends.
Oh my gosh, I believe you that you felt like that, because I feel like that even in a standard film. No 3D on. I've sat on the second row.
my
I've sat
favorite.
on the first row. It really hurts my head because it's just too much.
Yeah, it makes me kind of
Oh,
sick
man.
sometimes.
So
I cannot. I love it. And I get so high. And
Oh.
I cannot. For Avatar 2, I'm gonna try to set a record.
Oh
my
Lord!
gosh.
I remember the first one. I was like in the car in the parking lot. Like I have to. I'm going to Pandora. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
the 3Ds. Can't
Well,
wait.
Colin, I hate Avatar, but I hope you enjoyed the second one as much as you are hoping that you will.
Oh, you're not gonna
All
go
blue.
see it.
I am not going to go see
All
that
blue.
movie. No, absolutely not. I am very bigoted against Avatar, and I fully admit it.
I don't understand why people like Avatar. I can agree with
Thank you.
The 3D. And it's
Ding ding
colorful
ding ding
outside.
ding ding.
I love colorful outside.
Dances with
3D.
Smurfs. No, thank you.
This is beautiful.
I just wish that Cameron
Animals.
would put his attention to something else. So something
love
else, like something more like a Terminator or just some other sort of sci-fi original story instead of this nonsense.
Well, it is
So
sci-fi.
cool.
It is original.
It
is.
yeah, well, it's terrible. No,
They
he's
connect with
just
stuff with their ponytail and they ride.
They got little tails.
Lord,
I love
no.
They're just the ultimate like giraffe elf.
Yeah.
Like giraffe elves. They're the best.
I can't.
Aren't they adorable?
No. Oh Lord.
I'm sorry.
A new Cameron Terminator movie would just be set in the ocean. He's
Yeah,
done everything so he can get closer to the ocean.
I know. That's he is the way of the water.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, so okay.
You're behind.
Like,
Well,
every
maybe
other
he
movie.
Yeah.
goes
Lost
back-
interest. Sorry, say that again, Colin.
So he made Abyss, they made True Lies, they made Titanic, then he made Avatar, then he made Avatar water movie. It's like he's got to get back to the water every other time. It is, yeah.
I
The
love
water
True
is
Lies.
calling to him.
True Lies is my last favorite James Cameron movie. I think that was when that was the
Cool.
end of his, that was his Terminator 2 and True Lies are like the
He
peak.
was still a man of the people back then.
Oh, he's just so
I was king of the world.
Oh, he thinks.
I'm the king of the world.
You know, it's so crazy to like I love what he's given us in some of the films that he's given us, but like as a person, he really rubs me wrong. Like I don't really like James Cameron very much.
Yeah, I think.
But,
I think I might hate respect him. I might like him. though.
Yeah, there's that.
I love that term. I hate respect.
Hate respect. That's a good one. I might
I
steal
think I
that.
That's a
might-
Colin.
new definition. Hate
That's from
respect.
30 Rock. But that's I think I can't tell. I'm glad he does what he does. I think he's like top 3 all time. Like, oh man, Aliens, T2.
Oh, see, Aliens was not my favorite one. And so many
It
people
wasn't
love it.
bad.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's just not. I just don't prefer that one. I like the first one better.
I go Aliens all time, but I feel like I keep derailing us more than anyone, so I need to be quiet.
Anyways,
What's the next one in the list?
speaking of space, Wall-E, number 9.
Hmm,
Oh, Wall-E was cool. Wall-E was good.
I've
Good
never
movie.
seen that movie.
Neither have I, to be honest.
Yeah,
What? You've
I
seen
haven't.
Madagascar and Over the Hedge and all these other kid movies.
yeah, never saw. And honestly, I do not know why. I think Artur never seemed particularly interested in it. The kids, when it was out,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't really interest me too much either for whatever reason. But I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah,
I've
it's
just
really
never-
good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Like
I
everything.
mean,
Yeah.
From what I remember, even if I look at a trailer now, it doesn't look bad for a 2008 movie.
Yeah, it got crazy good reviews too, and it's culturally relevant. Always people think about like we're becoming like the people in Wall-E, where they just zoom around in little go mobiles with all their drinks and screens in front of them, and all that, and like they just live in this like fake consumer world in the spaceship, and it's like, it feels prescient in a way, in a simple, consumable kid movie way. What's DNR?
Well, that's what I was trying to. Okay, so the first thing I think of is do not resuscitate. But I don't know if that's what he's talking. I don't think that's what he's talking about.
We need
I
a
don't
better.
know. Can you? I'm
explanation.
sorry. I'm a little slow today. Notorious murders. Can you? What do you mean he wants to DNR them? Maybe he'll explain.
And the last one on the list was Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian.
Prince Caspian.
We did see that one.
And I've
That's the boat
completely
one?
forgotten.
Odie Noise.
Oh,
It
okay.
Film grain.
But the grain gives you a nostalgia feel.
Interesting. Okay.
Ah,
I never watched it, so
But Prince Caspian? I don't remember a whole lot about it. I think
I
that was
remember
only
it
the
had-
second one, right?
yeah, I remember it had to do with Spaniards that came
Oh,
into
yeah.
Narnia.
I mean, I read all the books, and I think by the time we saw Prince Caspian, I had listened to all of the books.
Felt
And
like it was
then-
trying to be a serious battle movie. That wasn't the boat one. That was the third one.
Oh,
Prince
so
Caspian.
they made three?
They made three, yeah.
third
We
one,
never
the
saw the
boat
third one.
Was the
I
last.
saw the first one, but not the other two.
The first one was the only one I remember. I saw.
What
Yeah.
was the third one?
The third one was the boat one, Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Voyage of the
Which-
Dawn. Yeah, okay.
Forgettable to me. Prince Caspian, I think it tried to be a little more serious with Prince Caspian being like the hero and the battles being all important. I don't really remember. The first one was the only one that's kind of memorable. That The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is pretty
I-
classic.
I
remember-
wish, but I don't. I'm sorry. I'm being derailed by this. Sorry. Carry on.
I just remembered it had to do with Spaniards. They were like the next bad guys to deal with.
I forgot the Spaniard.
The kids from the first one, they come back, but since it's still 1940 something in their time, they go back, and 1,000 years have already passed in that world.
Oh,
So
I
pretty much
completely forgot.
all of the people they knew from the first one is dead.
right. Okay. Yeah.
I totally.
I remember vaguely at points.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Avatar was so insanely popular back in the day. I don't think this one's going to flop. I mean, I kind of wish it would, just because I wish it would send James Cameron a message, but I don't think it will. I would be surprised if it
I think it
flops.
will.
Do you really?
I think Avatar was the reason Avatar was so big was because of 3D technology.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it
that's
was the
kind of
only good movie,
Yeah.
or only sort of movie that took advantage of 3D technology. So people went back to see it, and it was just it was more of a spectacle than
Right.
anything. Nobody was really interested in the lore.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna do it again. Like after Avatar, I thought everyone was gonna do that shit, and then it's like no one did. And then now I'm like, if he does it as good as I expect, he's gonna outdo the first one, which is really the best 3D movie ever. So it's gonna be another spectacle. That's how I see it. Like I'm gonna be glued to the screen, like holy shit, look at what people can do with this technology and how good it can be absorbed in the screen. Like I cannot wait, and I think it will be a spectacle. I don't think it's going to be as big of a hit because I just don't think people care. People are crazy to me that they just look at their phones all the time, like a little screen. Like, I don't understand. I think people just dismiss it because it'll be culturally dismissed, and people are like, it's just another 3D spectacle, like we saw it before. So yeah, I don't think it'll be as big of a hit because what it is just a 3D spectacle. I'm all for
I don't
it.
understand people, says the Batman villain.
No.
Why do they like their little screens?
I don't sound like that.
When you go full villain, you will.
Oh no.
I don't plan to watch Don't Worry, Darling. So, and I mean, I've already read the synopsis.
Logan's favorite movie.
No, it's not. Okay.
You know why I'm joking, right?
You're joking because why? What did
Logan
he say?
hates Harry Styles.
Oh yeah, that's right. He hates Harry Styles. That's right. I forgot. He hates Harry Styles.
That's what that
Him
movie is.
And Harry Styles.
Okay, so that's the top 10, right?
Yeah. So now I'm just going through the list of other movies that came out. Which
In Bruges.
in the
In
beginning.
Bruges.
In
We
Bruges.
Oh,
saw
yeah,
that the
In
other
Bruges.
day. It's so good.
I watched the outtakes and I
I
reminded me
did
of it.
too. After I did
Yeah.
my review, I watched the outtakes that
It
Simon
was
sent
like,
me.
goodness.
Yeah.
Some of the serious
That
moments
movie.
ended up just being more funny than anything.
Mhm.
But then it would be offset by something awful happening.
Yeah.
But it was this weird, in the midst of really serious stuff, life or death stuff that's getting ready to happen, and something really genuinely laugh out loud
Mhm.
happens. And it was so, I laughed
Even
a
the
lot
villain,
during
like
that
even
movie.
the villain in there.
Ray Fine. Oh gosh.
So how do
Yes.
you want to do it? You want me to start running outside?
And then
and
they had
then
this sort of bargaining, like we'll count to 3, and
Who counts to 3 first?
I loved it. I don't know what the heck took me so long to watch it.
It's just that the ending's kind of inconclusive with.
Yes, and that's actually one of the few times that I like the open-ended ending. That you don't know.
Because
I
there's a
choose
reason
to
to it.
believe. I choose to believe one way, and that's the way I will believe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
other people could read something different into it. And I don't usually like films that end like that, where you just don't know. There's D.
Right.
Gonna add him, Arturo.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
D.
D.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you doing?
Oh,
Good,
nice.
how are you?
Doing okay. We
Doing
just
good.
ran through the top 10.
Okay.
And was there anything you wanted to say about any of the ones on the top 10?
Not too much. It's just interesting. Oh, I'll say really quickly because I think I had to leave when you guys started talking about Iron Man, but it's funny how still how that was not only was it the beginning of the MCU, but I think it's interesting that personally, even within that trilogy, I feel like the first Iron Man is still the peak because Iron Man 2 for me was not horrible, but that was the first kind of like it was not what I thought it was going to be. And the third one was better than the second one, but it just was an odd way to close out the trilogy. So I just think it's interesting looking at that first film. And even though like you could argue that all three of them are interesting in some way or another, I don't think they ever really properly built off of the foundation that first film like provided, basically.
Yeah, I agree. I think the first one's the only one worth rewatching.
Yeah.
For me. I mean, they could have built on it in a better way, and it felt like they just kind of were like, we'll just give them enough that we'll give them a little bit more of the same, and that'll be enough.
Right.
And, yeah.
And any commentary on The Dark Knight?
Oh boy. Well, number one, and I'm always going to have this fondness for films that do this, but I'm so happy to say that my hometown, Chi-Town, which is the best town, was showcased as Gotham City. It is cemented. It is there. And then, of course, it makes it all the better that it's in a film like this, which is considered by a lot of people to be, one of the best, not just one of the best Batman films, but one of the best superhero films of all time. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I watch it and because I know it, so I can literally tell like certain areas where they shot it and.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
I
cool.
bet that's so cool, though, right? You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I know that place.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's
I think
cool about
it is the best superhero movie of all time, no question. I don't think there's even a competition. Like, yeah.
Well, okay, no, it's in my top 10. It's in my top 10, but I have multiple superhero movies in my top 10. But The Dark Knight is absolutely. I have seen that movie so many times, and I absolutely loved Heath Ledger's performance in there. This movie, though, and I love Christian Bale as Batman. He's my favorite Batman, but what he did with the voice that you especially notice in this one.
yeah.
It's a little cringe. It's a bit cringe. But it's not enough to tarnish the entire movie for me because it's just so freaking solid the way it's all put together. But yeah, love that
The
movie.
voice never bothered me. I don't know why.
It didn't bother me in the first one. It was the second one. It started.
They messed with his voice. That's what they did.
They did do some stuff. I think they did digitally mess with his voice.
Yeah.
And
it
that's
just
not how you would really sound in real life.
Heath Ledger is the third best Joker. Okay, so I'm curious to know. Like, I would guess probably maybe what your first is, Mark Hamill.
That's mostly the voice acting.
I can't think
really.
of who you're. Yeah, so a lot of time I don't really. Mark
mean,
Hamill was an excellent Joker, though.
Get out of here. In his opinion, though, that's fair. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
But
Like, he's a good voice for.
I'm curious
the
to know
Joker.
who is the second.
Who else is there? Jared Leto and Jack Nicholson.
Joaquin
Oh,
Phoenix.
I bet.
Oh, and Joaquin Phoenix. Of
Oh
course.
yeah.
Oh yeah. See, oh gosh, why do I even forget? How can I forget that?
Honestly, I've never seen Joaquin Phoenix or Jared Leto's. I have no desire to watch the movies they're in. So
You wait. You haven't seen Joker?
no, I almost watched it, but it's just like I get
Colin.
it. No, I
Oh,
get it.
and
I get it. I don't.
You should watch it. I think it would speak to you.
No, see,
look, it's calling
Okay,
to you to be the
okay.
villain
Dee
of
has no idea what's
Batman.
going on here, but Simon has dubbed Colin as like
he
a
says
Batman.
I'm the Joker.
No,
Oh.
he says you could be a Batman villain
A
because you
Batman
got
villain.
your little hoodie and everything.
No,
I
this
don't
is
know.
my.
You're
profile
the
color.
toker.
Okay, I like
Oh.
that. I like being the toker.
Okay, that's the way you need to sign on next time, Colin. The toker.
I'll be
Yeah.
the toker. It makes me a toker. No, I live in this coat in the winter. Like, I sleep in it, and it's so comfy. It's blue. I could have picked black or something. I think
That would have made him look more villainy. He's
Yeah.
done that. It's blue, Colin. I mean Simon. Oh my gosh, names. It's
The
blue.
blue toker.
the blue toker. I'll be the blue toker.
Yeah.
Well,
But, yeah, I know. Joker. I mean, maybe if it was, I'm never in the mood these days to like
see
try to.
something that's down and
Yeah,
depressing.
more sit where I'm like, I don't want to empathize with someone who's in a bad spot. Where I'm just kind of like, I get it. Too bad for you. I don't have 2 hours to give you. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
it's about clowns.
I
Well-
want to watch action or something.
But
or
it's got
Yeah, it's
but it's got the best thing at the end.
I
well.
watched one of the scenes. I wouldn't mind watching the scenes of chaotic violence, but I don't want to watch like an hour and a half of trying to like sympathize with a lonely loser just so I can see.
He's not a lonely loser.
Well, he's not
been
really.
mistreated.
See that so people were
someone
saying
in society. I know he's a complicated human being, but let's say he's a lonely loser.
Oh, you
and
have
most
to have
people-
sympathy.
But
Sympathy.
the okay, so this is what makes that movie so interesting to me and so good. And I know we're totally veering away from 2000.
Yeah, we're jumping like 2019 here.
But okay, so right, he's the typical.
Dark
He's
Knight
like
Joseph.
he's like the villain. But the way that movie was written, you honestly do really sympathize with him because he's not like I know there were people kind of bitching about this movie saying, oh, you know, we're glorifying this incel, whatever. He was not really like that, but he had this disorder, obviously, the laughing disorder. And if you've watched videos of people with that same sort of disorder, oh, it's terrible. It's so
wow.
terrible. And it happens at the
Yeah.
worst. I've seen video and he watched those sorts of videos to
Well, that's
prepare
cool.
himself. So he had this awful it was caused by trauma that had happened to him, physical and mental and abuse and everything. And so he would have this. He would just laugh at the most, like the worst times ever, the most inappropriate times, and it was this uncontrollable laughter that was physically seemed physically painful.
Yeah.
And you felt you really do feel very bad for him, and you can see there's a point where he snaps, right? And that one I totally get. There's other stuff he does. It's like, yeah, you're definitely over the line on this, but I can see how you descended this way. I can see why this happened.
Right.
But it was extremely well written and well acted, and it was very good. But certainly, it's dark. It's quite dark, and maybe not for everybody, but it might be worth checking out at least once.
I don't know. I have that. Maybe it's for me. I'm like way. I don't know. To me, that's not like a novel idea. Is that like villains are sympathetic? To me, it's like probably half of the bad people in the world, or more than half of them. Like they were decent people probably before they went crazy. Like I had my own experience with mental illness and being crazy for a period, and that flipped my perspective on how like, oh shit, like I'm not a bad person. I don't have bad, desires, but like it made me realize how like a normal person can be crazy, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's good to be able to get that perspective. I think that's what I'm trying to understand is like that movie will give you perspective that's good to have, which is understanding villains aren't just born evil,
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes, but like not all of them, probably not even often. But like I feel like I've had that perspective for a while. So like to me, it's just like 2 hours of like this being sad for this guy, which I don't want to do.
Yeah, it is dark. It's very depressing.
I want to see him snap on the bus.
It's a nice family-friendly movie.
That's like
happen.
the one scene, that particular scene where he takes those guys out, where the guys that were immediately attacking him.
Right.
I was totally on board. Then he chased that one guy down. It's like, okay, you have gone over the edge now. And then from then on, it was just, the stuff he did was, while you can sort of, you knew it was going to happen and you kind of could get sort of why he did it. But at that point, he definitely descended full blown into very bad things. But
once you cross that line, I'm like, all my sympathy's gone now. Like,
yeah.
It's
Man, I have a question
for you.
Yeah.
Do you, I'm not going to say what it is, just in case there's anyone who hasn't seen it, including Colin. But I was curious, when he goes into that apartment at the end, and we see that twist with the person we thought he built the entire time. Do you think anything happened to that person when he left the apartment?
I don't.
Okay, I thought
I don't. And the reason is because he only ever did anything to people that had done something bad to him. That scene in his own apartment with the two separate people that were there, and the one thing he did to one and the other guy.
But he didn't do it to the other. Yeah.
Yeah. So I honestly do not think so.
Did you guess
he
that?
better not have.
Fucking midget ketamine.
He better not have done anything, but I really don't think he did.
Did you guess that?
Ben, have you seen that movie?
No, I didn't actually. I did not.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Guess that twist. Which movie are you talking?
I was asking Ben if he saw Joker.
Oh wait, you mean Joker, like the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it like in theaters. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like
I think 3 or 4 times.
It was all right. It was cool.
I'm just glad it did as well as it did, and it didn't have to depend on VFX to get there either.
17.
It was very, very cryptic. That's what I'll say.
Okay, let's get gear shift.
Here we go again, folks.
2008.
Yeah, let's get back to it.
Anyways, traveling back in time to 2008. Well, in January, Cloverfield.
Oh, Cloverfield. That's it's a nice movie.
Nice family-friendly movie. Nothing
Who
bad
here
happened.
has not seen it besides me and Arturo?
Wait, you've not seen it?
No.
No.
Oh, see, I
Oh,
thought you watched it and didn't like it. I know you don't like the handheld thing.
Yeah, not a fan of the handheld thing, and I did have it on my list of stuff to watch, to try to
We
watch.
just kind of never got to it.
We
There was
didn't
like
get
other
to that one, but I've heard the second one is really, really good.
Oh no, it sucks.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I'm gonna
Yeah,
forget you
it's
said
not
that.
Oh,
Go
been
with
rejected.
the one
What?
with John Goodman. You mean?
Yes.
I mean, I love John Goodman and that actress is good, but I don't. I remember watching it and thinking. I don't even remember why. I just remember thinking it was like fucking lame. like the twist was obvious. Didn't make sense.
No.
Don't say anything.
Oh.
I haven't seen the
I don't
twist.
usually like found footage movies either, but Cloverfield is good. 10 Cloverfield Lane, it's a good movie. I don't think it's a good Cloverfield movie. That's all I'll say.
Okay, well then I'll watch it not with the mindset of it being a Cloverfield movie.
Yeah, because see, what I heard was from what I remember reading or hearing, it wasn't technically supposed to be a Cloverfield film. They I think at some point they were like, oh, let's tie this into this other film.
That's what it feels like.
Interesting.
It has like nothing to do with each other. They're not similar at all. The story, just in the case like you think there's monsters in the world, like oh, we can make a whole universe here, and yeah, there's no real connection.
Is it, so I guess it's supposed to be after the first quote
I
unquote.
have no idea. Okay.
You really don't need to see either one to understand the other one. They're
Okay.
only connected because they slapped the name on. They're not even similar in how they're done.
All right. So this comment that Notorious says here. So the first Saw was 2008?
No.
Was it? Okay.
No.
I think it was 2.
2004.
Yeah.
So 5 was 2008.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were a
okay.
Halloween tradition.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the Saw movies past the first one. I haven't even seen
I saw
Spiral.
Spiral. That was actually my first quote unquote Saw movie I saw.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. I was only interested to watch it because I wanted to see Chris Rock in a serious role.
I thought he did fine, and then you have Samuel Jackson, and then Samuel Jackson, he has to add that line in every movie.
That of course.
Mother
That's
effer.
Yeah, that's his trademark.
Do you still want to watch Chris Rock in a serious role?
Why?
Because Fargo season 4 is awesome.
Oh, that's right. You've talked about He's in that. Okay.
He's the lead. He's the lead of season 4.
Oh, interesting.
And he's
It's just so weird to see him in a serious role to me because I just want to laugh when I look at him because he just looks like he's going to say something funny.
He was in I think, Lethal Weapon 4. I remember he was pretty funny.
Gosh, I totally forgot he was in that.
I mean, I think it's him.
I did not realize that the first Saw was back in 2004, so that's why my timeline was off. So yeah, this year would be 5. That's crazy.
Multiple Saws.
So they had one every single year after 2004?
Every Halloween. Yep. October.
Oh,
Because
wow.
it makes money.
Yeah.
I remember that stuff bothered me because I was like 19 when the first one came out, and it was kind of like we grew up in a pretty, like anything goes generation. It felt like, but then it was like just straight sadism, and like it bothered me. And like my friends would be like watching, like, you want to watch Saw? I remember watching the first one with my friends because like people were watching it. I'm like, what are we doing here? This is crazy. Like, why are people watching it? And then so it became super popular, and I was just like, it's weird that this is so popular to watch, and it's so normalized, I guess, that kind of like
violence.
You wouldn't watch someone get tortured to death? Like, no? Well, a lot of people do. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Where, all right, okay.
Well, I liked the psychological horror that was in the first one.
Yeah.
And I know that sort of theme continues, like where these people are put in these situations where they have these horrible decisions to make. But it did feel like to me, from what I could tell, that with each movie, it felt like they were just really trying to amp it up as much as they could, the ridiculousness of these things. And I'm not a huge fan. The movie was good. I hated the ending, but I felt like it was pretty solidly written. But I have no interest in the rest of the movies, except for maybe checking out
Spiral.
Why did you hate the ending?
Because, oh wait, did Ben get kicked out? Wait,
I
is he in here
wonder.
twice?
Let me add him.
Yeah,
But that's
There's
Ben
two
again.
Bens.
he's cloned himself.
Okay, maybe
You there, Ben?
maybe
Hello.
that was.
If you do
I
enough,
didn't.
we'll get Ben 10.
I didn't like it that the baddie,
Oh,
I
you mean
just
this from that standpoint?
yeah.
No.
Like the twist, the reveal, that's interesting.
Right.
And I remember being really, really upset that Danny Glover got what happened to Danny Glover.
I know, because I didn't see that.
Neither did I. I was walking on the treadmill while I was watching
Oh,
this movie.
yeah.
Big mistake. And this happened. I was like, oh shit. Then I had grabbed hold of the rails because I just about walked right off the treadmill. Not expecting it. And so that annoyed me. But I don't know. I'm just, that sort of ending. I mean, but it was, that's kind of typical with a lot of horror, right?
Yeah.
But it was decent. It was decently written, I felt. I'm just not a huge
And
fan
you like
of the
that song.
franchise.
Dun-dun-dun,
Well, I love that song.
dun-dun-dun,
Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that song. It's really good.
So, in February we had Jumper.
I think Dee was getting ready to say something. What were you getting ready to say, Dee?
No. I was going to say I agree with you about, I kind of preferred the psychological side of things. And once they did 3, that's when they let's go full on gore.
Gore.
That might work for some people, but to me, the vibe of the first 2 worked a lot better compared to where they went afterwards. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Kind of like, sort of, like with the Terrifier movies.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's
They
what I
tried,
mean.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say something about Cloverfield. Just my own personal story on that was just dumb, but made me happy because it was like when I found out you can kind of stream stuff on the internet, movies on the internet that year, but it was the only one I could find. Cloverfield was like the handheld camera version, which was
yeah.
So it was like the handheld camera version of the handheld movie, so I would never watch the movie someone's handheld recording in a theater. It's the only time I did because I felt like it matched the vibe of, so it gave it an extra I was pretending like this isn't a movie. I've just stumbled across this website and I found this secret link and it's
cam version.
Oh shit!
It was terrible
the
cam
government's
version.
hiding this from I had this. It was fun. I really enjoyed that movie and that was a fun way to experience it. Yeah.
I have to say, I'm not huge on the handheld vibe, but that's one of the probably few films, if not the only film, where I really appreciated it because it felt like it was really bringing me into that experience, and I felt like I was right there, kind of experiencing it. I don't think a lot of films. I think some films try to do that, and it doesn't necessarily work in the same way. But to me, I don't know. It was just very atmospheric, and I felt like I was, really connected to what was happening. Especially, I won't say what happens, but there's a part, and I was at home watching this with no lights on. There's a point where they go to a subway, and of course, everything is dark and there's no lights. Yes. Certain things happen, and I was like, I was completely caught off guard. But yeah, I think it's one of the rare films where that format really works for what's happening.
I think it's because I really enjoy in any movie, and especially in that movie, that it brings you into the movie is when there's not cuts in movies. I don't know if I hate it, but I realize when they don't cut and take shots are really long, that it's very absorbing. And I think that kind of handheld footage, when it's done right, it lends itself to a lot of these really long shots where it's like you forget you're watching a movie because it just doesn't cut very much. And I like any time they are able to do that in movies, and I understand it's harder to do that because it's like every time one thing goes wrong they got to redo the whole thing, but it's
just very cleverly edit.
Yeah,
like they did in 1917.
Oh yes.
Exactly. Yes, yeah. There's ways to do it.
I mean, it's kind of like what they did with Blair Witch,
Oh yeah, that was like
Blair Witch was kind of like sort of set the set the whole industry handheld footage type genre thing. I felt like Blair Witch was overrated. There's probably, now I haven't seen Cloverfield, so I might change my mind, but I think the only handheld one that I've really liked was I think it was called Chronicle. That's the one about these.
That
Have you
sounds
seen
right.
it?
Man, maybe.
I haven't
It's
seen
Yeah,
it.
the
I know
superhero kids.
Yeah, they
Yes, I
found
do, yeah.
something and it gave them these like
Yeah.
powers or something. I thought that was extremely well done, and it surprised the heck out of me that I liked it as much as I did.
Yeah.
So, because I remember thinking, wow, I don't usually like these types of films, but this one was really good. So, they make me feel kind of
Dizzy.
I don't like just like ugh, because of all the shakiness. It messes with my eyeballs. I don't like it.
Mhm.
right.
Oh, yeah,
Bad timing.
See, that was one of the reasons I wanted to choose this night was because I did not want to be I didn't want to be
I
want
want to talk about movies.
Want to talk yes, I want to talk about fun stuff.
I was wanting to say before we go back to Jumper, but has anyone seen the movie or no, the video where it's called Everything Wrong with
Okay.
Cloverfield in 8 minutes or less? Because
I haven't
the
seen
ending,
that.
like the last portion of that video is funny. It's like a classic Mario music, and it's like it's counting all the times they say, oh my god," and it's like it's
Kind of
so
like how many
funny.
times Rose says Jack in Titanic.
Yeah, Jack.
Okay, Simon, I'll put this in the YouTube chat.
Anyway, so back to Jumper. I think it's actually a pretty decent movie. I think the one thing I could say is I wish they could have expanded on the universe a bit more. Has anybody seen Jumper?
That didn't go anywhere past that first movie, and they sort of left the door open. They left the door open for possibilities, but they never really did anything with it. Arturo, the day we saw Jumper was the day Dee and I had our first watch party, and we opened up talking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
For a while about Jumper instead of watching Halloween, and I was saying to him that upon my second viewing of, well, maybe I'd seen it twice way back when, I can't remember, but I just remember the first time I saw it, I was like, it's okay. But then when I saw it this second time, or this last time with you, I felt like it was better than I remembered it being.
I mean, I thought it was decent the first time watching it.
The concept was very interesting, and it's one of those few cases where the movie is better than the book.
Yeah, you were saying. And what's funny is it had Anakin Skywalker and Mace Windu. Mace Windu was trying to get revenge for the fact that Anakin cut his arm off.
Yeah, that's right.
Have the tides turned.
Okay, I never did see Jumper.
It's pretty decent.
Do you know what the premise is, Colin?
No.
So it's basically about these people that have this ability to literally jump or teleport from one place to the next. And some of the action scenes, it's like, wow, what they must have, like how they had to put that together.
Like Nightcrawler?
Except farther distances. No,
but did they also do short distances too? Like for the action scenes?
Yeah, they could move short distances, and then they could also jump to really long distances away. It was really interesting how they put that together. Cool. Yeah, if you check it out, let me know what you think, because I was definitely more impressed with it the second time. But
is
after
it on Netflix or Hulu?
Honestly, I don't know. Let me check Letterboxd and see. After I saw it the first time, I listened to the book, and I was unimpressed with the book, because the book didn't have really any of the actiony stuff that went on in the movie. It was the good majority of the book was him pining away for this girl. It was so boring.
And the actress, I know in real life they got married, but
they had a kid.
She kind of reminds me of a Disney actress from the Disney Channel. Just the look.
I don't know if she ever was in.
No, I don't think she was.
Okay, Colin.
Yeah.
Oh, that was loud.
What's up?
Ooh. Okay, Okay, it's gone now. I was just gonna. Okay, I'm hearing myself. Okay, it's
I
gone.
heard an echo, I think.
Yeah, I was hearing an echo. So I was just looking on Letterboxd, and it's on HBO Max.
I just canceled that.
Because the dragons are done, right?
Well, I'm canceled like everything. I mean, yeah, but also I like HBO. I wasn't going to, but I realized I could for just a while because I'm just down to
I
next.
figured you still had it because of House of the Dragon. For whatever reason, I thought maybe you still had it, but it's on there and it's on DirecTV. Don't see it anywhere else.
I'll get it again.
You know,
I
like for
it's hard to cancel HBO, but I honestly, Netflix and Hulu is more than enough. I always get it. All the other ones, like you rent for a few months at a time and catch up on stuff.
yeah.
But,
There's so many choices.
You know, there was a Prom Night remake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I never saw the remake.
and it was a bust.
Yeah, okay. Did you watch it, D?
Yeah, it was so dry
Oh.
and stale and pointless and just bleh, like nothing.
Oh,
Probably better go
why?
back to the original 1980.
Yeah,
Prom
you've
Night.
never seen the original.
No, not all the
I-
way, but I know what happens.
I actually like it, but I like a lot of those 80s horror movies. So
Then there's Street Kings with
Street
Keanu Reeves.
Kings, Keanu Reeves,
being
Yeah.
like that type of cop that will
corrupt cop who gets caught up
Yeah.
in even more corrupt
More-
things.
cops with more corrupt cops with another corrupt cop.
It was good. It's definitely not my favorite 2008 movie. Timothy really likes that film, though.
Well,
Street King.
Oh, I'm assuming it's because he works over there as a 911.
No,
Operation.
it's because he felt like Keanu Reeves actually did some really decent acting in there. That's why.
Because of like the role he was playing.
Yeah, I guess. It was good, but I like In Bruges more.
I saw. Has anyone seen
In
Bronze?
Bruges.
I figured.
Yes, someone was asking that. I meant to pop that question up. Sorry.
I saw it. Have you guys seen it?
That was on my list, but I haven't seen it yet. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, it's a dark one. I've talked about the director before. I really like that director, Nicholas Winding Refn, who did Drive and other stuff. He has this kind of neo-noir style about him. And Bronson and Tom Hardy plays Bronson. And that's just, prison movies aren't really my thing. They're just tough, and that movie's a tough one. I mean, it's one of those like sympathy for a villain movies where it's like, you feel bad for this dude. It's ultimately a guy that was just so wild and just so like, he would just kind of respond violently to situations. And then, so he got in jail and then he just couldn't get out of jail because he kept getting in fights in jail and fighting with cops. And so it's this sad story of, it's kind of like the guy who most wants to be free was just stuck in a cage. And it's, you feel kind of bad because I hate jails and cages and stuff. And he was just a wild dude and just stuff, they'd make you stand in a narrow cage where you can't even sit down. Like, that's your punishment. And it's just like, it's this shitty situation where they beat you and you either let them beat you or you fight back and get punished like that. And it's one of those dudes, he just can't let people beat him. And so his life gets harder and harder. And so it's like, well, the lesson here is to just, so let people beat you sometimes. Don't be violent, because once you go to jail, you're.
Well, I heard that he is like the real guy, the real life guy. Yeah, crazy. I heard that he is like England's or the UK's most violent criminal that's never killed anybody.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah, like he's a tough dude, but it sounds like he's kind of has a sensitive soul as well.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
But he's also like a savage dude.
Yeah.
He works out all the time. And yeah, he doesn't respond well to being pushed around.
I wonder why he was banned. Is it because they didn't want him to like kind of bring the limelight to him, or what?
I don't know. But the Tom Hardy, I think he does a great performance, like he often does, and it's really captivating.
I heard if someone attacks you in prison, the best thing to do is to beat them off.
Probably that's true for the other prisoners. But when it comes to the cop,
I have a feeling this was a double meaning. Simon, can't you hear him laughing like a little stinker?
No, you
Of
should
course.
be prisoners if the prisoners try to beat you. Yeah, that's all I know.
Simon is just full of
Does
sauce
anybody
tonight, isn't he?
remember Speed Racer?
I did. I was so excited for Speed Racer. I drove from my home in Columbia to St. Louis,
Oh.
a 4-hour round trip to see it on their big screen. They said it was IMAX, but it wasn't really. It was one of those like fake
Wow,
IMAX,
that's some dedication.
which I didn't understand back in the day. I was like, this is going to be IMAX. And I was like, I drove 2 hours for this. But
Oh.
that was
Yeah.
I thought, it's the Wachowskis, and they kind of dropped the ball on the third Matrix, but the first two Matrixes were two of the best action experience I've ever seen on the screen, and they're going to do something I've never seen before with the Speed Race. It's going to be some futuristic, crazy, awesome shit, and it's like, I don't really remember that movie. Yeah.
It's based off of an anime from
seen
like what, the 60s, 70s.
I used to get way more stoked about movies. This was even 2008. I would still get like excited, like I'm going to be blown away. And then experience.
And you don't get excited like that anymore, Colin?
Not nearly as often. I still do.
I try not to get too excited because you get disappointed.
But yeah, I've
really
been
easily.
disappointed way
Like
more.
it's this. Okay, well there is. You know how movies like in trailers they take out stuff.
Trailers are
It's
so
also kind
good.
of the same with like video games where you'll see something like like they did this back in the mid 2000s. It was so annoying. Like they would show you a presentation and it looks so cool, and then when the game comes out, it's not what you got in the demo. It's the same with that in the like. Let's take for example, Morbius. Like the trailer for that one, all the references taken out. Not even.
Oh
in the
yeah,
movie.
certain kind of like false advertising.
So like that's why I don't.
Or Disney do that a lot. Like the trailer for Rogue One has shots in it that just didn't appear in the movie.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
also they did that in Infinity. Was it Infinity War where
Oh
there were some things in the trailer
they did
like
do that.
they intentionally misled you. They showed people running in that scene that weren't really even in that scene.
Yeah,
and
Captain
they removed them.
America, Hulk,
That's shady.
Black
I hate
Panther, and Bucky. They were like all running, but of
Yeah.
course we didn't get that.
No.
But in terms of the traditional like trailer being better than the movie, it sucks because it's almost like that's the business though. Right? Like, isn't that what they're trying to do? Not that I'm happy about it.
I want the truth.
It's
I want to
always
see
like
what I'm
we
gonna
need
get.
to make
You
this
can't handle the truth.
as good as we can. And then we're
You're
always
supposed
like,
to yell
"Well,
it,
it
Simon."
looked better than it was.
Well, it's like 2 a.m.
Okay, don't be too loud.
I just want to get this out of my system. I got completely distracted by Twitter
Oh,
because on Twitter, Jim Belushi is cannabis farmer, Jim Belushi.
mhm.
And he's got his show on Discovery apparently called Growing Belushi.
Okay.
Belushi'sFarm.com. I did not know he was a cannabis farmer. And he's got all these
Nice.
parody movie posters, like There Will Be Hash
Oh,
or The
Nice.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Buds.
What?
okay.
Jim Belushi's cool.
hmm
I'm waiting to see tonight on the ballot in Missouri, here in old Missouri. They're going to see if we can legalize pot for real, fully legal. It's on
Then
the
you
ballot.
won't be such a little scoundrel, will you, Colin?
Or have my medical
Well,
card.
isn't he
Completely
already a
legit.
Batman villain?
That's
It is
right.
still-
He is.
The toker is
He's the
has
Joker.
a card, so it's all legal. But I think if it's fully legal, the price will go down even more.
Okay, moving on.
The Strangers.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that movie.
That nice
Oh.
family-friendly film.
Yes, I've never seen it.
Neither have I. I remember when we had the second one in movie theaters. But
I never saw it.
Oh, Pineapple Express. We might as well talk about that since we're on the subject.
Oh gosh.
yeah. Great film.
Wow, this is 2008. That's how old that movie is.
Mhm.
It is.
Holy crap! I never watched it. I just remember. I remember the name of it.
Yeah,
well,
did you
No,
ever
it's-
watch it? You never
The
watched it.
Toker wants to speak about it.
go ahead, Toker,
Joker.
speak about it.
Joker.
It's a good
Do it
movie.
now.
It's Seth Rogen's funny. James Franco is maybe the only time I never liked James Franco. I was not surprised to find out that dude's creepy.
Some
But
of the
it's
stuff,
still,
yeah.
he does good in the movie though. I hate to say it. Like he's funny in the movie, and Seth Rogen's funny. Danny McBride is a scene stealer in that movie, as is Craig Robinson. All of their scenes, those two characters are so funny, and yeah, solid comedy. Good movie. It's
Okay.
us as the token.
I'll still pass.
Thus speaking.
It was good. It was actually really good.
Really?
You'd like it.
Really?
You
Why
will.
do you
Trust
think
me.
I would like it?
Because it's funny.
It's funny.
That's why she won't like it.
So I
now
thought this came out.
remember, D. We just saw a funny horror movie the other day.
I know, but that's a rarity. That's an exception.
That's right.
That's
It's
not a
true.
consistent
Oh,
it is
yeah.
rarity.
I
exception.
can't wait to talk about that for 2010.
Oh yeah, I
I was
can't wait
gonna
to edit it.
So I was gonna say,
What movie was it?
It was Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, yeah.
D's first time watching it.
Yep.
Never seen it.
that is such
Oh,
a nice
gosh.
family-friendly film.
You know, some stuff happened that he didn't even realize it had happened because it was so abrupt. And then when he realized what had just happened,
We have got to talk about that one in 2010.
oh, that's a crazy movie. That is a crazy movie. It was fun.
Now I thought this originally came out in December, but no, it came out in June. The Incredible Hulk for the MCU universe.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it was later in the year as well.
That's what I thought.
Wait, when did Iron Man come out? Was it May?
May. It was like the next month.
And then Hulk was just the next month?
That's what it's saying. I thought it came out in
What?
It was. I
December.
remember that because I remember I was like,
I
that's what
thought it was like
looking before,
late in
where it
the
was
year.
Yeah.
Like it was like the superhero movies are everywhere. now.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I probably would have to say the quality for that movie was just as good as Iron Man. Compared
I actually
to
liked
now.
that movie. It wasn't one of the more popular ones, but I enjoyed it.
I don't
Yeah.
think we mentioned, I was going to mention too. Just I don't know if like the younger people, the Arturo or Ben or like Iron Man was not really known at all when that movie came out. Like he was not really a cultural figure the way Spider-Man and Superman and all the others were when they had their movie. Yeah, I remember thinking like, wow, they went with Iron Man. Like that feels like a risk because it's like feels like a made up character almost. Like who knows about Iron Man? So that I remember.
I mean, I knew about Iron Man.
Well, yeah, you read comic books though. You read
It was
comic
a
You
B
see,
more
back in
sequel.
her day,
He hadn't
they had
broken
these things called.
out of the comic book world. Comic book people knew who he was, but he wasn't like a big name outside of comic books. So
He's not, yeah, I get it. He's not like a Spider-Man or a Batman or a Superman.
yeah. So that movie made Iron Man famous, basically. Yeah.
Yep.
RDJ.
What were you starting to say, Simon?
I can't remember.
I thought I heard you say sequel.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right.
I enjoyed the Hulk. They never they replaced the actor just like they did with War Machine.
Yes.
Yeah, he wanted
And-
more creative control.
Mhm.
Yes. Edward Norton, I've heard, is a handful.
I've heard that too.
And
yeah.
think-
I don't even remember that about that trailer, about what they did there in the trailer. It's been so
Oh,
long
yeah.
since I've seen
even
it.
the girl, his love interest in the movie never popped up again after that.
Mm-mm. The only one who came back was the general.
Yeah, the general came back.
Mm-hmm. And now he's going to be replaced by
Oh.
Harrison Ford.
Oh, and let's not forget, the guy. I know there was a guy in the movie that was supposed to, I guess, come into play later, but
Abomination.
he never popped back up again.
He came back.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the main villain in the movie. There was another, like they met a
Oh,
guy.
the
in a
guy
college-
with the
leader.
head,
Yeah,
the brain
yeah,
guy.
he never
The
popped
leader.
up again.
That was it. His name was the leader.
hmm
Okay. Yeah. No. He never came back.
Sin, what were you about to say about Abomination? I know
Because
what
you know where he shows up.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I heard it was terrible the way they treated his character too. No thanks.
You gotta love Disney.
I'll pass. I shall pass.
Oh my gosh! Like one of the coworkers was.
What?
I was complaining about that one specific scene with She-Hulk.
Oh, when she was going off about how she's so great at handling her anger?
No. The other one.
Okay, I don't know which one you're
The
talking about.
twerking.
Oh gosh. And my brother said that wasn't even the worst of it. It's like, okay, whatever. All right. Back to 2008. I wanted to bring up a film. Well,
thanks for interrupting.
Okay, sorry. The Good, the Bad, the Weird. Has anybody seen this?
Yeah, that one.
Silence. I think it's just Arturo and me. Oh, Colin's gone. The Toker is
Colin,
gone.
get back in here. We want to know.
He either went to Toke or he went to whatever the heck you
or
call
he's doing villainous things.
Or he went to go smoke. Nobody here has seen what?
I looked it up, and the original title is Yo Humnom.
Yeah, it's Korean.
Yeah,
it's South Korean. Okay, this movie is freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Don't even try. I mean, I wouldn't even. Okay.
Fucking furniture started floating.
Oh my god.
No, it's like those Irish people I was listening to before the stream. So The Good, the Bad, the Weird. It's a South Korean Western action film that's obviously a little, inspired by The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. And I really love the soundtrack in there. Yes, it's so stinking good.
Oh yeah, the action's really good. And it looks like it's all what do you call it? Barely any CGI or anything. It's all
I don't even
practical
know if
effects.
there was any at all. But the guy who plays the bad,
he was in G.I. Joe.
That was the first time that I noticed him as an actor, but I had seen him before in other things. But he also has shown up in different American things here. He was in Terminator Genesis. He played the T-1000 sort of alternate version. He played in G.I. Joe. He also played in something else not long ago. He was cool. And then there was the good guy. He was the rugged cowboy.
Like cowboy with the...
But there was a lot of comedy in it, too.
It was the guy... Yeah, the funny guy. The weird.
Yeah, he's the same dude who played in The Host.
He played in The Host.
He also played in Parasite. Yeah.
And he also played in that movie with Chris Evans. The Train.
Snowpiercer.
Oh, I hate that movie so much. Okay. I try to forget that film. It was terrible. Hello. It's okay. I'm gonna have an abbreviated session tonight because I will have to leave in about an
the
hour
Cowboys
and 40
in the Squid Game
to go pick up.
Wait.
Wait.
Which one was it?
What? Say what?
Which one was it that you hated?
This Snowpiercer.
Oh, I've never seen that. Okay.
And I didn't care for it too much.
Why?
I'd totally forgotten that he was in there. Okay, so Arturo, wait a second. You said the cowboy played in Squid Game?
That's what he's saying. The cowboy is the squid in the Squid Game. The good guy.
No. The bad guy is in Squid Game. The bad guy's in Squid Game.
I don't know why he's saying cowboy.
Maybe
because the good guy was the cowboy. Okay.
So if the cowboy guy is in Squid Game, I have no clue who he was.
The main guy.
That's no. Is that him? No. Is that him?
I mean, the good, the bad, the weird are the main.
No,
characters.
I know which main guy. Wait. Oh, okay. I hold on. I got to look this up because that did not look like him. to me at all.
Because I know it's
I'm
going to
sorry.
drive you crazy if you can't figure it out.
Yes, it is, because I swear to goodness, I never knew that was him.
Colin needs to get back in here so we could talk.
That did not look like him at all.
Apparently, one of them was in it.
Yeah, the
Lee
bad guy.
Byung-hun.
Yeah, the bad guy. The guy who's played in Terminator
I guess
Genesis.
you could say he's sort of a cowboy, a bad guy. But they're all main characters.
I gotta figure this out. Hold on. I don't think that's him. Hold on.
Sin is on the hunt.
I am, but I might be wrong.
Ben, have you heard of Good, the Bad, the Weird? Man,
Is Ben even there?
man. Hello, Ben.
Okay. Yeah.
Obi-Wan? No.
Sorry. I'm distracted. No, I don't think this. I'm sorry. Okay, carry on, Arturo. I'm gonna figure this out.
Oh my gosh. Did you talk about how Crystal Skull was like vandalism to the Indiana Jones franchise?
Yikes.
We did talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I realized it wasn't as good as I remembered it when I was a 12-year-old that saw it in movie theaters.
Send a link to it in the private chat.
You know what? It is him. Damn it. Doesn't even look like him at all.
Ooh.
No,
Oh, so Colin.
No,
have you seen
okay,
Good-
okay. So that
Oh
guy.
my gosh.
sorry. I'm okay. So this guy is the guy who played the bad, and the good, the bad, and the weird. He also played in Squid Game. He was one of the dudes with the mask on, and he also played in Terminator Genesis. But the cowboy guy, who was the good guy, I did look him up. It does look like it is him, but he looks totally different. I never would have known that was him. So that surprises the heck out of me. Okay. Yes, it was. What's that?
My friend still gives me crap for sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay, what is it, D?
No, I was saying, did you love Terminator Genesis?
You know, surprisingly, I actually didn't mind it too terribly much. I know that it's not the best Terminator movie, but I was intrigued by the different take they were going. Mm-hmm. And I like the whole twist on the timeline with him going back and saving her as a child. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But it's, yeah, obviously it's not. And I was not happy with Emilia Clarke's representation of Sarah Connor. She didn't look like she'd ever done a pull-up in her freaking life. And I was just like, you don't look like you're not convincing.
So how many pull-ups can you do?
None.
But you're not an actress playing Sarah Connor. Okay.
I'm not an actress playing Sarah Connor, and Linda Hamilton could actually do those stinking. I can do assisted pull-ups, but I'm
not trying to give you crap. I'm always.
No, pull-ups are extremely hard, and if you're going to play the role of someone who's like preparing for this future battle and all tough with guns, and you gotta convince me. And she looked like she still had baby fat. Yeah. She still looked like she was just a little kid with I mean, I like her. I'd like her fine, but she didn't look like she put effort into the role like Linda Hamilton did.
Okay,
and that was disappointing.
This is the last question I'm going to ask. I'm going to move on because I know we need to move on. What is the worst Terminator film in the franchise? I think I know what you're going to say.
The worst one has got to be Dark Fate.
I knew you were going to say Dark Fate.
Yes. Because they absolutely violated the presence of Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie. What could have been something so fantastic, and James Cameron freaking lied to everybody. I'm very salty about that still. Oh yeah, Edward Furlong came back. Bullshit. He did not. A digital version of a 12-year-old John Connor or 10-year-old John Connor does not count as Edward Furlong.
Digital Edward Furlong's better than the real deal anymore.
It's true, but I thought when he said that, I thought that there was actually going to be adult John Connor, and maybe he was whatever, what the heck ever. It just, yeah, and that really pisses me off. I'm still mad about that movie. Okay.
Was that the main thing?
That, and also just, they had to just basically take the whole original storyline and conform it to the fact that the girl was the savior of all mankind. Okay. And then what they turned Sarah Connor into, this little bitter old woman just acting like the only thing that's important is because she's a baby factory. I was like, oh, come on. You have to insert that ridiculousness. And oh, geez, I was so angry at that movie. And this little stinking girl, when they do the flashback and she's supposed to be so badass with the cornrows. Oh, get out of here. You're not convincing
She
me.
looked the same age.
She looked like, yeah, see, I know she did. Just
I
like,
didn't
it. No.
understand.
Okay. Well, all right. I can get on
Moving
my
on.
horse.
Yeah, this is The Good, the Bad, the Weird.
Yeah, The Good, the Bad, the Weird. And really solid movie if you don't mind reading subtitles.
Love it.
I was going to say if Colin's seen it.
I know I still want to. I mean, we talked about it before, and it's on my list of I should watch, but I don't know. I don't have all the. I got rid of all the streaming stuff, so it might be a while before I see it.
Oh, was this the year Gran Torino came out? I've never seen Gran Torino. I was never interested to see it.
Hellboy 2, The Golden Army came out.
Wasn't Mila Jovovich in that one, or was she in the first one? I can't remember.
I don't think Mila. Selma Blair was in the first one. I remember.
She was in the remake.
Mila was in
She's
that
in the
new
remake.
reboot version that was bad.
Okay. I remember wanting to see one because of Mila.
Oh,
Wait, they had the X-Files, I Want to Believe?
Yeah.
I didn't know they made...
I feel like that movie was bad.
It was bad.
Yeah. The first movie was really cool, and then that movie was like
okay.
done. Yeah.
I thought the title of the first one was "I Want to Believe." See, I'm getting my X-Files movies mixed up.
Because that was just like the famous
X-Files.
What's that, D?
The first one was just the X-Files.
Oh, just the X-Files. Okay.
Then there's...
Okay. That's okay. I was trying to figure out. Okay. All right.
The next movie...
Trying to figure out what you were talking about, Chris. Sorry.
The next movie... the third Mummy movie.
I don't think I ever
No.
watched
I
that
was,
one.
at the time when I saw trailers for it, I was sort of interested to see it, but I hadn't seen the first two at the time. And I heard it wasn't as
Jet
good.
Li in that movie?
Say what?
Was Jet Li in that movie?
The Mummy 3?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. He was the main antagonist. He was the mummy.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
yeah, that's right.
Jet Li? Oh, yeah.
I don't think I had really much enthusiasm for it at that point. I don't think it was. I think I saw it, but I don't remember it.
I just don't remember. I heard that it wasn't as good.
Oh, once they got rid of Rachel Wise, I was out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
I wanted to say a dumb story that my friend still gives me crap for. Is in 2008 they had like Domino's Dark Knight pepperoni, which I was all excited about. I got that. And then they had at Burger King's Indiana Jones Adventure Burger. And I was all like, I gotta go get my Adventure Burger before I go see the movie. And my friends just like, God damn, you fall for that shit so easily. And I'm like, it's fun though. And I wish they did it more. They don't do it enough. Like
They do it at my theater. Though, like they had like a Black Adam something or other.
On the menu?
Yeah.
I mean, when restaurants cross promotions do that shit, and not just like a toy in the Happy Meal, but like a signature burger. Like they had like Western
That they
sauce.
made especially for the movie.
Yeah, I love that shit. I know it's the dumbest shit. I know it, but it makes me happy. It's a little kid in me.
Well, if it makes you happy.
Yeah.
That's like the adult version of the Happy Meal for you,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. All right.
Which they recently were selling.
Adult
That's
Happy Meals?
right. That's
The
right.
adult Happy Meals, yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But is there if there's no toy, how is it a Happy Meal? What toy would they give an adult?
Did they put anything in it, D? Because I don't remember if I read that.
A combo in a box?
Yeah,
I
it
don't
kind of came in the actual thing. I want to say they put a toy in. I think I would have to go back and look again. But I remember saying like it came with something. I just don't know what it was.
Crazy.
Tropic Thunder.
Oh boy.
That one was
Tropic Thunder.
That was something.
That movie.
You guys, I posted in Discord that thing I saw on like it was like a clip on Joe Rogan of RDJ talking about like, could you make Tropic Thunder?
Oh yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you could make it.
You can make it.
You
Yeah,
could make
go
it, but
ahead. Yeah.
people would have a shit fit about
Yeah.
it these days." It was funny. I thought he was hilarious. I thought,
Mhm.
some of the scenes are so cringe, especially the beginning when he's trying to cry and he can't cry, and Robert Downey's crying, and like, isn't there like snot or slobber or something coming out of somebody? That's like so nasty.
Don't
I
forget
know
the-
who I am. I'm a
Fun
dude playing a dude disguised
Disguised
as
as
another dude.
I like the fake trailers at the beginning. I like
Yeah,
Jack
that's what I was
Black
gonna
and
say.
like the fat family. It like that was dumb and funny. Yeah. That's a good I like that movie. It's fun.
Oh, and Tom Cruise.
Tom
ugh.
Cruise.
yes, I
Holy
was gonna
cow.
say that. That's like
Like,
his best moment on the screen. He stole that scene. Yeah. That was really funny, I thought. No one else
Yeah.
thought it was funny.
No, it was funny.
No, it was.
It was funny.
It was like silent and I was like, oh, maybe that was dumb. No, I thought it was
No,
good.
he was so non-Cruise.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
not
was so
non.
non-Tom Cruise like in there that it was
Yeah.
funny to see
It
him
was
act
like a
that way.
pretty big cast with well-known actors.
Yeah.
It was a big
Yeah.
cast.
Like
It
it also had
was.
Matthew McConaughey in it. That was
I
I
had totally
guess,
forgotten he was in
like
that
he was
movie.
what someone that worked for Tom Cruise's character.
And Danny McBride.
Oh
was in
yes,
it.
that stupid.
So I love Danny McBride. He always plays someone that's like you hate him, but he's so funny.
Oh geez, I remember when we started watching it. Arturo was showing this stuff, and for a second, was it you or me that was like, "Are we watching the right movie?" Like, because it was showing, and I had forgotten that it showed all those trailers, but we
Oh,
also
it
watched
even had
the extended version or something. So,
Toby Maguire in one.
oh yeah, Toby
The
Maguire
Priest.
was in there as Toby Maguire.
Like the Priest movie.
Yeah,
trailer?
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the part with the bead when he was grasping the beads?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
in the
it was hilarious.
oh.
This feels pretty real.
Favorite line of the movie was, "What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?"
Yeah.
I have a connection with the people. And then he's
Oh
running
my
away.
gosh, Robert Downey,
Um.
crazy.
Oh, same month as Tropic Thunder, the first Star Wars: The Clone Wars movie.
I like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which
That
is
was
interesting. I remember it not being received well, but then
It wasn't.
it got flipped into the series, and then it took on a whole new life
Yeah.
after. So
I
I
really
think-
liked that series. I remember Arturo and I would watch it every Friday night when it came on Cartoon
Yeah,
Network.
those were the days
Yeah.
of the late 2000s. I know some people kind of complain that they think they should have just been like episodes of the show instead of like a full-length movie, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I wanted to address something that Notorious mentioned. So yeah, we saw Get Smart. I remember we went to go see it in the theaters.
Oh, with Jim Carrey.
No, Steve Carell.
Oh,
and,
never mind.
Anne Hathaway, and was The Rock in that one?
Yep.
Was somebody? Okay. I enjoyed it. I even bought the DVD and then never watched the DVD. Never watched it again after that. So, for whatever reason, it didn't have staying power for me. But it's not a bad film. I mean, Steve Carell to me is pretty funny.
Oh,
I
Ghost
I
Town.
think I missed out the first time because I tried to watch it. I want to say it probably might have even been during quarantine or something like that, and
Hmm.
it was interesting. But I have a feeling I probably would have liked it more had I seen it then, because I think I've seen a lot of other like comedy spy films in
Yeah.
that were a little more funny and a little more interesting. Still not
Right.
bad, not the best.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, kind of like Black Adam. It was
Right.
entertaining and enjoyable, but it didn't really feel like it had a lot of substance to it.
Right.
So,
Great.
although,
So,
what
Take-
was it? Taken. Yeah, you saw Taken for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
just recently?
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of the movies we watched in preparation.
I
What'd you
still haven't seen 2 or
I liked
3.
it.
I've seen him and I don't remember much about him at all.
Well,
So, yeah, I don't.
There was
I don't know
also
who you
Ghost
are.
Town with Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, you had. That's what I was going to say. You had mentioned Ghost Town, but what were you saying, Simon?
I was just going to do
The famous
the
quote.
Taken speech.
Okay, go ahead and do it.
Oh no, fuck it.
Because he's Irish too, just like you. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
He's from Northern Ireland. Actually.
Yes, I know. You know,
Yeah.
I always thought he was like from Switzerland or Sweden or something. I'll look it up. Oh yeah, that's right. He's Irish. Burp. The very first movie I saw him in that I didn't realize who he was a movie with Cher, and he plays a homeless man. I think he played I think he's like deaf. It's like this mystery sort of story. Cher plays maybe an attorney or something. And I cannot remember the name of the movie, but I think it came out in the 80s, the late 80s or very early 90s. He was really young in there. And dang it, that's going to bug me. But yeah, that's the first thing I saw him in. I just didn't notice him yet because I didn't know who he was. It took
Suspect, maybe.
that maybe Cher and Liam Neeson.
Suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold
1987.
on. 87.
Liam Neeson was in Kroll.
He what? He was in Kroll?
Yep.
Was he really? I've seen that movie, but I completely forgot he was in there. It took
He
him
was just
14 cuts for him to jump a fence. Okay.
He was just like a background dude. I mean, he had a few
Yeah.
lines, but he wasn't.
He was in Excalibur as well.
With the Tom
Yeah, he
Cruise
won. No, the Jim Borman or John Borman.
That
movie
was like
from the
early
80s.
80s, right?
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
With an Al Nathracht, who's that betat.
I don't think I
Jock
ever
Yet Vendre.
saw that movie, but I've heard of it.
It's a famous quote.
Yeah. Okay, what else?
Oh, I can show you something
Uh,
for a true fan that came out. This is nothing to do with 2008.
There's
But
also
what I got.
27 Dresses. This was the era of Katherine Hagel. Before everyone agreed she was a cunt.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force came out today.
Oh gosh.
New movie. Super fan. Right? I can't wait to watch that later.
I don't. So jumping to 20, you mentioned 27 Dresses, Simon.
Mhm.
I don't remember if I saw that one. I wasn't interested in like a romantic comedy or something dumb like that.
It was actually pretty good.
Really?
For a romantic comedy, yeah.
Yeah, no, I never saw that. I saw one she was in with Seth Rogen.
Knocked Up.
Yeah, that one.
That was from 2007.
Oh, from the year before. It was okay. But
yeah, it was
I'm
alright.
not crazy about movies like that. I forgot his daughter did that D in those movies. I have seen them. I just don't remember much about them.
Yeah, and I know other stuff is going on, but I just know that was kind of like, oh, she's going to, join
Now
in.
she's all badass, and she was supposed to be wanting to be a singer. That was where we were left at the end of the first one. Okay,
Right.
I didn't realize he was in Miami Vice. Interesting.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Oh,
Oh.
gosh.
Hey, I actually like that movie. Surprisingly. So one of the funny lines, one of the lines in there that really tickles me, and it's the scene where Piper Perabo, her character, she has gone out, and then she comes back to the place where she was keeping the dog, and the dog was a pampered dog. Have you guys seen it? At all?
No.
Okay. So the dog's name was Chloe, and she's she's very pampered and spoiled. And Jamie Lee Curtis was her human, and she left the dog in the care of what was she, her niece or her granddaughter or something? Anyway, whatever. And she gets stolen. And so when Piper Perabo comes back to the room where the dog had been kept, and she had been treating the dog just like, regular dog, feeding her, what dogs eat. But she was such a prissy little spoiled doggy that when Piper Perabo came back and the dog was missing, she thought the dog had run away because, she hadn't been treated super special. And I just remember her saying, "I'm sorry I fed you dog food." Like she was, which to me was funny because she's a dog. So I don't know.
Yeah, we saw this one in movie theaters.
It was cute. I mean, the dogs were cute. I love dogs.
You like the German Shepherd?
I love the German Shepherd. I love German Shepherds.
So
Those dogs
what
are
about
probably gone now.
Curious Case of Benjamin Button?
I have never seen that.
Me neither.
What about it, D?
Oh, well, nothing, because I guess I'm the only person who's seen
Oh,
it.
well, tell us about it. What do you think about it?
I've seen it. Didn't like it.
Okay. Why? Was it too long or just not that interesting?
Depressing.
Just not interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't really get where it was going. Like, what was the point of it all?
Yeah. I liked it from. I don't know. I thought it was I thought conceptually it was interesting, and I liked the performances and just the idea of someone aging backwards. But I think it's one of those things where it's not like they, I don't know if they ever really explain. Well, if they do explain it, I think it's one of those films because it's basically someone telling his story from their perspective to an extent. And so it is interesting, and I think there are like some scenes in it and the dialogue and the writing of it that I find really intriguing. But I do think it's one of those films where you'll walk away from it feeling like, okay, I spent that time watching all this, and now what?
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. I remember it was talked about quite a bit, but for whatever reason, it just did not interest me at all, and it looked like it'd be kind of depressing. Especially because for whatever reason, it made me feel like there were these parallels to, people with Alzheimer's,
right?
Because they regress like that, and I just had no interest in, going along for that ride because my grandfather had Alzheimer's. I mean, he passed away from it, and my uncle, and it just wasn't anything that I wanted to spend my time watching.
Right.
So.
Right.
Bolt came out.
Oh, Bolt. I liked Bolt.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cute, fun film. That was the year we got the stomach virus. That's right.
Fortunately, I was lucky.
I remember that because we went to go see Bolt after we were feeling better. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, we were in Winston. We went to go see it after we got to feeling better in Winston. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember I didn't get it, or I never got it. And then my uncle tricked me.
Yes, he did. Were you going to tell the story? You just drop it, or you just dropped it on everybody?
So I was lucky enough not to get it, but I was concerned that I would get it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was not feeling great. We were at Target. I think I was going to get Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway, because that game just came out that year. And I guess you could tell I was thinking about it because I thought I wasn't like I was getting sick or something. And so he bought me this, what was it? Do you remember saying like
drink? Some
drink or something.
I don't know if it was like I don't remember. It was some kind of drink like Ensure or not Ensure, like some, I don't know if it was like a soda or some sort of milk drink. I don't remember.
I thought it was more like energy drink or something.
Okay, maybe.
He told me that, I'm trying to remember how he did this, but he was saying that this drink will, goodness.
If you drink it, you won't. You were not.
Yeah, like if you
sick.
drink it, you won't get sick, and
for sure you wouldn't get sick.
Like it'll keep you, like
it'll protect you from getting sick.
Yeah, it'll protect you from getting sick, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And
that made my mind switch, and I believed it, and I drank it, and then
you tried to tell me that this drink would not. If you drank this drink, it would not make you sick. And I told you that my brother Tim was full of crap. Tim, his heart was in the right place, but I couldn't look at him with a straight face and lie to him about it. So I just, that's not true.
That's impossible.
Yeah, we talked about The Strangers a little bit.
Oh, there goes Ben.
Oh, Ben. Yeah, he was. I think his internet was doing.
I wonder if something happened. Yeah.
I think his internet was doing a little weird.
Wonky wonk.
Because he duplicated himself. There he is. He's back.
Welcome back, Ben.
Oh my God, am I back? Yes.
Yeah. How long were you gone? I mean, you just popped away and then you came back again.
I have no clue.
Oh, were you just busy talking and nobody was responding, and then that's when you realized you were disconnected or something?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh no! Because see, I
was
respond.
wondering.
I asked.
I was
I
gonna
asked
say
like
something.
Ben, and I heard no response.
Okay, Chippy, you gonna get down? Sorry. There you go. Oh,
All right, so Ben, are you the same or around the same age as Arturo?
No, I'm 18 right now.
Oh, so back in 08, you were like a kid, basically.
Yeah, I was like a little kid.
he was a tiny little kid.
Goodness,
Wow,
let's
so it's
see,
like totally
18 and
different perspective
2022.
on all these movies.
He's the baby in the group today.
Yes.
Have you watched many of these 08 movies? You like catch up on movies from when you were a kid?
I've watched like half of the ones that you guys talked about. So
That's a lot.
That is.
yeah, my dad has introduced me to a lot of like old movies and stuff. So
Cool.
it's fun.
Has
Yeah,
anybody seen?
Most
Sorry.
of the kids at my job haven't seen specific movies that you would assume.
Right. Yeah.
It's shameful.
And yeah, there goes Sin shaking her head.
Well, has anybody seen Funny Games?
No.
I'm too worried to watch it.
Who's in that? Is that a horror movie?
So there was an original, was what, German?
Yeah.
And this one is the remake, and it has Naomi
Watts.
and oh gosh, is it Tim Roth?
Mhm.
Okay, and yeah, I'm interested to see it. I wrote it down on my list, but we never got around to it. So nobody has seen it.
Maybe.
I have not, and I guess the thing is, I don't know anything that happens, but I know what the context of that kind of film is, and it's one of those things, you know, like with horror or whatever, or anything that's horror adjacent. There's always something that maybe gets to you more than other things, and so when it comes to things that are more realistic and home invasion and all that kind of stuff, I'm a little more sensitive to some of that stuff. So that's the only.
Yeah.
I would have to prepare myself if I decide to watch it.
Okay.
Mm.
I was trying to.
That now I avoided it because it looked too like creepy. Like it didn't look like a fun horror. It looked creepy to me. Like it looked like in the Saw Hospital thing to me. I don't.
Oh well, I didn't get that sense that it was going to be that brutal, but I just might not know because I haven't seen it. I might be misjudging it.
Be like I saw the trailer and I read about it, and it was a remake, I think. But I just think I remember hearing it's kind of brutal and yeah, not kind of my thing. Yeah, I don't. My horror is like I like monster horror, like running from a monster. I don't like that, like trapped by a creepy person kind of horror, like Saw or that.
Oh, that's why you weren't interested in the Black Phone, right?
Yeah.
Black Phone's good.
I liked Black Phone. Black Phone was good.
Colin.
It's not my
It's too
thing.
close to home.
Yeah. Hey, damn it.
Poor Colin.
Colin.
Oh,
it doesn't focus entirely on the kid that's being captured. It also goes back and forth between him and his sister, who is having these dreams and is trying to figure out where he is. I really loved the role she played in that movie.
She's like, Jesus, what the F?
Yeah, she was funny. I mean, seriously, what the F?
she was good. She's a good actress.
She was good. Oh, wow.
Actually, most of the actors in there were really good.
Yeah, they were. The Hurt Locker. I've never seen this movie.
Oh yeah, best picture of the year. I saw it. I mean, I thought it was good. I think. Wait. Hurt Locker was this year.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner.
That's weird though because they got nominated in the Oscars the same year as Avatar in 2009, and it won Best Picture. Am I forgetting?
Wait. What? That's
not because James Cameron and Catherine Bigelow were at the Oscars together, and I'm about to Google this.
Okay, you Google that.
Hurt Locker was a good movie though, but I don't know. I guess I don't know why it was considered the best movie of the year. Just people were really into it.
Um,
I don't know.
So
I
one of Sin's
was never
favorite
interested
movies
for-
of all time came out this year, and that's Twilight,
Oh gosh, why'd you bring that movie up for?
because it came out.
Oh geez, I'm still mad. I spent the time to listen to that dumb book, and then I thought that the movie would actually be a better representation of the story, and then I for whatever reason, I watched the second movie, and it took me months to finish it because I could only go
remember
like
that. I
5
remember
or
you
10
dragging
minutes
your-
at a yeah, it took me like I couldn't take it. Like I got so tired of looking at Kristen Stewart blink her eyeballs and twist her face around, and I was like, "This is so cringe. I'm getting chills. This is how cringe this is." And I was just like eyeball rolling, and I can't. So then I just never, I just never finished. Never
I try to
finished
watch
other
all
movies.
I try to watch all the movies,
No.
especially it's like cultural phenomenons like Twilight.
Did you
tried-
really watch all those?
I
really
tried
did.
3 times to watch Twilight, and every single time I fell asleep.
It
Tried
was so
3 times.
I just,
Well, like how Alucard would say, real vampires
don't sparkle. Yeah. So, what did you think about it, D?
Well, first, I mean, the conversation was funny anyway, but it's just, I suddenly just got the visual of you like 5 to 10 minutes here, 5 to 10 minutes there, and then months
couldn't.
and months and months.
I couldn't. I just, it was really,
That
and
is
I don't know
hilarious.
why did I even. I guess I was just like, I am determined to finish this movie. But then the more I watched it, the more pissed off I became that I was even watching this dumb movie.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny. It's like you're trapped in this horrible cycle of
I know,
frustration, and
Terrible.
you're compelled to continue even though you don't want to continue.
I really I grew to dislike Kristen Stewart's acting so much that I don't like. I just can't stand to watch her in hardly anything. I think maybe Panic Room is the only thing I can halfway tolerate.
Well,
her in.
wait, she was in that horror movie.
Yeah, I saw that horror movie. It was okay,
Which
but
one?
maybe she's like her and her family, or it's many years. It might have even been before Twilight.
Oh yeah, I think it was like a year before.
Yeah, before that hit.
Oh, you know what? I think you guys mentioned it last time. I can't remember
Yeah.
what the name is. Yeah.
I don't remember it. It was decent, but also it was something that was playing while I was working, so I didn't have to see her too much.
Is it the Messengers?
I don't think she was that bad in that movie.
Maybe it takes place in like this, I don't know, farmhouse or some house.
Yeah, I think it's the Messengers.
Okay, yeah, that might be it. That's funny, Chris. Did your date drag you to see the movie, or did you suggest it? I can't.
He suggested it, and then he was like, "What if I'm leaving?" And then
Oh
she-
my
Did
gosh!
anybody see Australia with? I think what is?
I did.
I never
I saw it. I thought it was all right. You know, I did like parts of Australia because it had a focus on a kid, and it did. I think when it does a good job of having a kid perspective, it's fun. I like having that like through a
It's
kid's
like
eye.
during
World
the
War.
war.
During war. Yeah, I don't know if
During World War II, I believe.
it was two. I guess.
Oh, was it?
Not
Oh,
in
okay.
Australia, so it's like a different kind of
Their perspective, yeah.
theater of war, but it was about this Aboriginal kid that gets adopted by Hugh Jackman and Naomi Watts. And it's the dude who just directed Elvis and
Oh, that guy.
Rouge. Yeah, and it was a pretty good movie. It was all right. Hugh Jackman's good.
Apparently, the
Um,
Punisher Warzone came out this year. Doesn't Derek
Yes.
talk about the Punisher?
Yes, he has. And I don't remember if I saw that one. Simon had asked you. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh
Dee,
yeah.
that Simon asked you if you were still enjoying that.
Yeah, I'm responding back now.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes,
Uh,
Chris. She did lie to you. That was absolutely awful thing for her to do. Sorry, still stuck on hating Twilight.
The cure.
What about the wrestler?
Oh, that. Yeah, I never saw that, but I know how it ends. I heard it was good.
I'm just thinking Darren Aronofsky is now bringing back 2 old stars. First Mickey Rourke, now Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, The Whale. Yeah.
Oh, that's his movie. Okay.
There's Yes Man.
That was okay. Jim Carrey kind of worn off on me by now. What were you going to say, D?
Oh no, I was gonna say like if if you're interested to really enhance these watch parties, I may have to suggest at some point we watch the other Twilight films.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Yes, I hold a vote for that.
No!
one.
Ooh.
Don't do that.
Yes.
It would be fun. It would
Come
be so
on, D.
fun.
We want to enjoy ourselves.
Well,
We don't want
think
to.
of the views, Sin. Think of the views you would get.
I will be spending my whole time sighing and rolling my eyes and just.
And then I'll take those clips and make them into a short.
That would be hilarious.
Okay, there's two other films that I did see this year, and this is near the end of the year. Valkyrie.
Oh,
That's
excellent!
one. That is a really
Excellent
good movie.
Yep.
Have you guys all seen it?
Yep.
Mhm.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I expected to like it. I liked it.
Well, I don't typically like movies like that because obviously you know that he wasn't successful.
Yeah.
And you knew what happened to them, but it
Mhm.
was still done so well. I really, and it's terrible that I enjoyed it. I mean, it's awful subject matter and storyline, but I thought
Yeah.
it was extremely well done.
Pretty accurate.
Mhm.
It's just crazy.
Oh, Chris says we should make a drinking game out of it. Sorry. What? Having a watch party and trying to watch the rest of Twilight? Yeah, I would die of alcohol poisoning. I absolutely would. I don't think we should do that.
Yeah,
Colin,
it had
did you watch the
Tom.
latest?
What?
Who's asking Colin? Did you watch the latest Two Bears, One Cave?
Two Bears, the latest Two Bears, One Cave. No, what happened on it?
Oh, it's Bert's birthday. And you know how they're getting crazy with the birthday presents?
Yeah.
Well, Tom bought Bert one of Hitler's teacups.
What?
What?
He
Oh,
bought
really?
one of Hitler's teacups. He went to the underground, like paying, I think it's like $40,000 for it
Holy
to try
shit.
and get him a present that he couldn't be happy about getting.
That's awesome.
So
Dude, I
apparently,
gotta
it's fun.
That's really funny. I remember them getting like outlandish. Like they got each other. One of them got each other a jet ski or some shit. Where like they're trying to like outdo each other as presents. So it's like taking a whole turn now. Where it's like Hitler's teacup.
They decided it was getting too crazy in terms of like monetary value. So now they're going kind of weird stuff.
That's funny. I love those guys. Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer's a movie trailer just came out. They're really Bert's dumb. He's like a human Labrador. He's awesome.
So back to Valkyrie, I was gonna say it had Tom Cruise and it had the guy from Underworld that played like the main vampire leader.
Bill Nye?
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
I forgot he was in there.
Wasn't there somebody else in there? One of the
Israel?
guys that tried to kill Hitler for like the first time in the very beginning of the movie. He's kind of familiar. Just don't remember his name. Do you know, Stan?
No, I don't remember.
He was the one that was waiting like for the phone. He gave a guy a drink, but it had a bomb in it.
Oh gosh, what's that guy's name?
You know,
He's a
who I'm
comedian.
Oh.
He's a comedian. I've done a reaction to
Eddie
some of his.
Izzard.
Yeah, him. Was that him? Well, Artur,
I
you
think-
wouldn't know. Is he was the dude who was like at the switchboard with the telephones and stuff?
Yeah, he was just waiting for the call.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, what about him?
Hasn't he been in other stuff too? I mean, I'm trying to think of any
he
other actors
has,
that were
but
in
I
that
don't-
movie.
I don't
know-
know what you may have seen him in.
I know one of the actors in there did the voice in Chronicles of Narnia too.
I don't remember all the different ones in there, to be honest. I mostly
Oh,
just
it had
remember-
Falcone, the guy that played Falcone in Batman.
Oh,
Begins.
yeah, okay.
He was the guy that sort of helped them, but then tried
Backed
to
out. Yeah.
act like,
tried to-
oh, you're under. Yeah.
Okay, IP Man came out in 2000. Sorry, getting distracted.
And the last one that I saw that I suggested to Sin, but she didn't want to watch it, was Defiance.
Yeah, I wasn't interested in it.
It had like 3 actors that that
Have you all seen it?
Wait, which one
Nobody?
is it again?
Defiance.
No.
I have not seen that.
It was based
Got-
on a true story. You
The
said the
Belsky
Belsky
brothers?
brothers? Yeah. Was it in Poland?
I think it was in Belarus,
Oh, and they were hiding out in the woods and
in the
stuff.
woods.
Yeah, the forest or wherever.
It's got what, Daniel Craig?
Yeah,
It's
Daniel
got Daniel
Craig.
Craig. It's got
Leave,
what's his-
Leave Schreiber.
yeah,
whatever.
the one
I
that's
don't know
afraid
how
of
they-
chicken.
The one who's afraid of chickens. Yeah.
But he also played Sabretooth in X.
Yes. And he also
Wolverine.
played in Scream.
Oh yeah, and then it's got what's that other guy's name? He played in the show Turn and also Jumper.
Jamie Bell.
Yeah, those three, and it's got the girl from Man in the High Castle as well.
The main actress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I never. I wasn't interested to see it.
I mean, it's good for one watch,
I have to be in the right mood to see things like that.
but I already told you, it's not that it ends bad for them. They survive.
I know.
But that was like that was the one movie that came out the last day of 2008.
That's right. Yep, it
December
came out
31st.
December
Sin,
31st.
Have you seen The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith?
No.
But I was gonna say it's kind of as far as what you said, it's kind of like that where you know that the ending leads pretty much to a positive place, but you have to go through all of this horrible stuff to get
Yeah.
there. So,
That's why I never watched it. I didn't want to see it. I mean, I've seen clips of it here and there, and I think my mom may have the DVD, or maybe my husband got the DVD at a Goodwill or whatever, but I've never wanted to watch it. Some things just I'm not in the mood.
But I'm
to
telling you,
have my heart torn out. No,
Defiance though, in real life they survived.
I
All those
know,
two
I know.
survived.
I know. I'm not always in the mood for those types of. I don't know. Just I have to be in
You
the
will
right
never
mood. And
wanna
most
see
of the
Come and
time, I'm
See.
never in the right mood.
You never want to see Come and See.
No, I don't. Black.
Because
Book-
that one scene, yeah.
What? Artur, have you ever heard of this movie that Dee's talking about?
It's a Paul Verhoeven movie.
Yeah, same one who did Starship Troopers and Showgirls, ironically.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
I'm not sure.
I don't recognize that. I don't think I recognize that movie, Black Book. Who's in it?
You watched Game of Thrones, right?
Yes.
Clarice Van Houten. She plays Melisandre on.
Oh, okay. I think this either came up in some discussion or I saw this on Letterboxd or something. Okay. Do you think is that worth watching?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Actually, it came. Because 2006 was like my huge cinema explosion year, and that's when I really started getting to foreign films, and I really diversified the type of films I wanted to go see, especially in the theater. And I just remember it was actually, I want to say it was Curse of the Golden Flower. The trailer came up on the DVD I had, and just from that trailer, it looked really, really intriguing. So I ended up going to see it, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's just the perspective of it and what this particular character goes through in order to infiltrate, that system and how things play out.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Was that based on a true story?
Hold on. Isn't that a Netherlands movie? Or
Mhm.
I believe so.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
Or
Yeah.
Dutch.
That might be something you would like to watch, Arturo.
Yeah, isn't she like a spy?
Something like that, yeah.
You read about World War II stuff? You read books about it? I think
sometimes.
I mentioned before I read a really interesting book, and it's pretty popular. It's not an obscure book. The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, which is
I've
a
heard
real.
of that.
I
Yeah,
have
very-
too.
I just checked it out because I wasn't sure, but it was published in 1960, and the author was a journalist in Nazi Germany, and it includes lots of stuff from the diaries of Goebbels and other high ranking. It just gives you a real I remember I thought of it because I remember reading the whole story of Valkyrie before the movie came out. In that book, they have all these kind of behind the scenes stories of what was going on in the war. So it's interesting, and it's not like it's critical of the Nazis. It's not like it's an American journalist, and it came out in 1960, so it's a lot of stuff was still kind of, people didn't know about all that behind the scenes shit. But if you like, I read it back when I was a teenager, and I was like surprised by all this crazy shit that, even with all the war stories and movies, it's still all this crazy shit.
Oh yeah, they don't show you everything. There's a lot of stuff that happened.
Well, there was that one book, I don't remember what it's called, that I was reading to you years and years ago about all those treasures, that they were trying to collect. Oof. The effort that they put into that stuff.
Some of it's still missing. Like almost 80 years later.
Do we have any other films we want to bring up, or did we want to start talking
Well,
about
I'm pretty much done. I'm just trying to figure out my top 3.
I've got my top 3 ready.
Has anyone seen Religulous?
I have this written down on my list, but we never watched it.
I like Bill Maher, but I don't like stuff like that where it just, I don't know, feels patronizing, or maybe that's not the right word, but it just feels like punching down, I guess. Because I'm just kind of like I'm not religious, but it feels like very teenage perspective to be like making fun of religion. And it's played out to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just my perspective is that it's kind of like, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Is it made in the form of a movie, or is it like a documentary, or what?
It's a documentary.
Oh, okay.
It basically tears apart religious beliefs.
Right. I guess to me it's so easy to do. It's so absurd, this shit. I mean, it's like, but at the same time, it's like it's been done, like who's gonna change their minds because they see someone making fun of how crazy it is. Like, so the documentary that's really cool if you want to see some crazy shit, check out us on YouTube. It's free. Caesar's Messiah. That'll break down religion. Like, oh my god, I want to make a movie about that, but people would probably assassinate me.
I don't know. My mind went to something that Dee had posted today on Twitter. The lady who was just filled with the spirit.
Yeah. Oh my
God. Look on her face. Oh, that was so funny.
Did you tell what she was whispering to the other lady?
No, I couldn't. But I was just looking at her facial expressions. What was she saying?
She basically, well, I mean, because you saw she got up because the lady was standing like kind of over her as she was sitting down. And so she hopped up and she was kind of looking around. And then she kind of kept looking back because the lady was still standing up on the thing. And so you can see her whisper basically, if she falls on me, it's over for me.
Oh, that's it. It's true. She would have been over for her. It was so
right.
But the look on her.
Yeah, no.
That's where my brain went when we started talking about religion. I did not realize Ghost in the Shell was re-released in 2008.
I didn't know that either.
Don't know if that's the version I ended up watching whenever I watched Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, I do like Ghost in the Shell though.
I still have not seen it.
I remember I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it okay. If I watched The Happening. Oh gosh, I saw The Happening. I forgot it was 2008. That was a terrible movie.
Yeah,
like bad.
I heard Talking Plants, and I was out.
It wasn't. That scene of Marky Mark and his fake denial. Like this, have you seen? They've made fun of like this lady was saying something to him, accusing him of something, and he was denying it. And the way he acted in that denial was so terrible. It was just.
I've seen it in like a worst act.
Oh my god!
Cringe.
I can't believe you accused me of this. Oh my god!
The look on his face was like, wow, that's really terrible. And it's a shame too, because I like several of his films.
Right.
That was almost the low point, or I think this, and then what, Avatar, the M Night Avatar.
Oh,
It was
no.
like right before.
Oh, I never even watched that.
The Last Airbender was, and mind you, this has nothing to do with me because at that point I hadn't watched the series at that point, and I didn't, so I didn't go and watch it. My friends wanted me to go and see it because we just happened to be there at the theater at the same time, and I was like, no. I ended up going to see Splice because that looked interesting. They're like, okay, well, I guess you're gonna miss out or whatever. So I ended up enjoying Splice, as weird and gross and creepy as it was.
I like that film too. Yeah.
Splice was cool, and so I don't know how that worked out. I want to say maybe I probably got out a few minutes before them, and I kind of stood around for a little bit waiting for them. When they came out of that theater, like, you would have thought like somebody just like robbed them. They were angry, and they were going like, they did this, and I can't believe. And that was his low point. Because at least with his other projects, it's like that's his own concept, his own ideas, whatever. But you cannot take a fan base like that and completely destroy everything that they appreciate about that series. So that was definitely
wow. Wow, I've never seen the cartoon.
It's actually awesome.
I've heard it's really good, and I just have never taken the time to watch it. But I heard that this representation of it was terrible,
awful. Yeah,
and so I'm actually lost all interest in watching.
I'm nervous about the Netflix live action because I was reading that at first the original creator was working with them, and it was going to be great, and then he left, and he's like, nah, they're not letting me do it, they're corporatizing it or whatever.
Oh,
why do they do that? I don't get it.
Money.
You know how popular that would be if they had let him have more control or creative control over the whole project? Why do they do these things? I don't understand why they basically just like dump all over material or the fans and treat them like that.
They just did that with this isn't the same thing because it's not a pre-existing thing like in this sense as far as the creator. But I saw another person that was going to direct a Star Wars film, and he basically walked away because he was like, look, I gave it my all, but I can't, basically without saying it, he's like, I can't deal with the higher ups and all the interference. So,
Did it say, was it someone famous recently?
No, it was a I want to say he's probably a more up and coming director. But the thing is, clearly these people that you have thrown, a big part of the issue is that you guys have chosen whoever, and then in addition to that, your interference is making these films worse. So if we're going to have fresh eyes and fresh perspectives with these directors, you jumping back in again is just going to take us back down the same road that we got with the sequel trilogy and some of these other projects. So like, chill. I don't get it.
Yep.
Oh well, that's Hollywood.
No,
unfortunately. I mean, every once in a while they're smart and they produce something that's excellent. But so many times they take things and fans get excited and then fans get pissed because they have disrespected the material and disrespected the fans, and then they turn on the fans and they accuse the fans of being toxic or whatever other sort of label.
Like James Cameron, because I feel like he figured out a way to just yell at people till he gets what he wants, and then the movies are awesome. Everyone else
not all of them are awesome.
But James Cameron,
here we go.
We're doing it this way. It's going over budget, and you're all gonna do what I want. And then, that's why, we need more people like that. There needs to be someone to take charge.
He has 3 more stupid movies planned after this, if this one does well, right?
I mean, that's great.
But it's weird because I saw something where he basically said that I don't think people need that much of Avatar. So it was almost like he said it like, I could be wrong, but the way he said it, almost like he was like, I'm not quite sure why we're being. It almost like it sounded like it was a plan maybe by the studio and they want to keep it going. He was like, I don't really know if he was going to care at that point after the third one, So I'm curious as to whether this is just him or this is like some other studio stuff going on too.
Yeah.
Well, it was so grandiose and ridiculous, I assumed it was him.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be watching it. No. No plans at all. It's coming out in December, right? Just next
Yep.
month.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Christmas present.
Well, I hope you enjoy it, but I also hope it fails.
No. Both those things can happen, actually.
No, that's true. No, actually, a movie can fail, not be very well received at the box office, but some people
love
can
it.
really like it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
like I really liked Wonder Woman 1984, but that was considered a bust at the box office.
I'm confused about this because what does that have to do with action scenes? How odd.
Action scenes on.
Oh, it's because I can't remember her name. The
Oh, I
antagonist.
know. Yeah, I know the character.
Oh, the Obi-Wan series. Oh,
Yeah.
because because if you criticize, well, I heard she was terribly written, like really
Probably.
bad.
Yeah.
And so when people point out stuff like that, automatically those sorts of, accusations are made.
No, I get that part. I'm just wondering what the action scene had to do with race.
Probably because it was any criticism that was any
He
criticism given. It doesn't matter even what it's about. That sort of thing's going to
Well,
be attached to
Sashi's
it.
saying something about Obi-Wan was a bit off. I don't know if he was referring
The
to
action
that character.
scenes. The action scenes on the
That was
Obi-Wan
actually
series.
a pretty glowing review, Sashi. I think Obi-Wan was fucking awful. It was a more accurate representation.
Have you guys seen the fan edit film?
I wanted to really bad, but it got blocked the day I loaded it. I loaded it up and it was blocked. Like,
Oh, well,
Oh,
I managed to grab it.
did you enjoy it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
It's
you
like
downloaded
2.5 hours long.
I
I think.
would have been. I was stoked to watch it because I have more faith in some random fan piecing together something entertaining.
because people know more knowledge of the source material than these big
just also
companies
Well,
that
there's
have no idea.
compromising because there's no I got to make everyone happy and we got to make the most money. It's just like one person I want this to be cool, and then it's like if they have any talent, then you can be like, yeah, that was pretty cool. But you can't. It's all the corporate trying to please it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's this cut?
What were you saying, Sid?
It was a fan edit. I was saying I heard that the character of Leia was terribly written as well. The little girl Leia.
Oh yeah,
It's a
I saw a
fan-
scene where she's running away, and it's kind of cartoonish. with
It's
the
cartoonish.
People that are just after
Very
her.
cartoonish. But they made a fan took all the series and
I'll
cut
find
it
it, yeah.
into a 2.5
the
hour
best
movie.
elements of
Or
it
out-
and
2 hour
cut out
movie.
all the now
The
I did
Patterson
hear that's what it's called. Okay, it's pretty long. I think it's like 2.5 hours long. The
I couldn't find
It
it.
could have been a movie, I guess.
Maybe they re-uploaded it, or can you
I'll
send
put it in the Discord.
Did
you
you
found
find
it?
it
Okay,
too?
because it was on.
I'm
It
watching that
wasn't like
tonight.
on.
Actually, it'll be on
I
there.
didn't get it off
Hold on.
YouTube. It was some site, some like they had a website or something.
It's KaiPattersonFilms.com/Kenobi.
When I went there, though, it was like this. I haven't been there till Sin posted it or whatever, but it was like the page was like, sorry, it's taken down, but that it might have got. I doubt it got. Disney is a bitch. I feel
Yes, they absolutely are. I heard that the fight scene though between Vader and Obi-Wan was really good.
Did you hear that James Earl Jones is retiring now?
Yeah.
Yes,
so
but
sad.
I
Yeah.
know, me too.
He's got to be the best Darth Vader voice.
I love his
You would
voice,
ever-
but you know what? I think they've got enough on record. They can artificially, if they ever need to use it again, they can take the samples of what
It's
they
not
have and make
the
it sound like him.
I mean, maybe, but it's still not the same without him.
It won't be the same without.
I mean, I
him,
know
but
he's old, he's really old.
he's on up
but
there. Yeah.
He was born in the 30s. He
Ooh.
doesn't look bad for his age.
I
But
think it's actually a Ukrainian company doing that. A company called Respeecher.
I've
Oh.
heard about that where you can put samples of your own voice and then you can put in text and then it'll make it sound like you.
oh yeah, they are doing that now. They have stuff like that where you could type in stuff and you could use your own voice and it sounds like you.
It's a little bit scary, though, you guys, especially with how good deepfakes are these days.
Oh yeah.
We won't be able to even believe our eyes and ears
It is
anymore.
scary. Yeah,
It's
that's
all a lie. It's the Matrix.
I don't like that. I don't trust already.
Okay, so this is how. Okay, because he was criticizing the way she was fighting. Any criticism of her was deemed as that.
Well, I just
That was
feel
why.
like
Okay.
if you mean like who's criticizing the random people on the internet, it's like children and teenagers and creeps and weirdos, like anyone that doesn't identify themselves, even if they do identify them, it's a bunch of strangers on the internet, don't matter, you know. It's just the
Yeah,
voice
what
of
they accuse you of. Yeah, I know.
Now I heard she got
But the
some
thing
very
is,
nasty like comments, and I'm like, well, I was thinking, well, yeah, but I mean, there's idiots out there that are gonna be idiots, and
well, but
you really shouldn't like. I like if I was her, I just wouldn't really like listen to those people.
It was actually
just-
prior to the series coming out. A couple of days before that, they said we anticipate her being attacked and we stand by her. So many are thinking that it's a strategy, a marketing strategy, basically. And
I'm
if you
starting to
criticize
wonder. Yeah. Mhm.
the show itself, then it automatically means you're racist.
Yeah.
I actually calculated. I think it was. She said she had hundreds of racist messages sent to her.
Uh-huh.
So I calculated, okay, so hundreds of racist messages. The maximum that can be is 999. And I divided that by the number of people who actually watched the show. And it was something like 0.004%.
Yeah. Yeah. I am starting to feel like a lot of that sort of stuff is a marketing ploy. And they do it to generate this hype and then antagonism and then interest. It could create interest and then people would want to watch it.
Is that like that's pretty much like a marketing right there?
Well,
A
that's
good
what I'm
way to
saying.
make
That's
a
what I
lot of revenue.
feel like it is. And as far as but Colin, as far as like you said, people throwing these accusations on it, and doesn't matter because it's just people on the internet. You actually have people from movie studios and the actors and people that are involved in it that are lashing out at fans that way
right.
and accusing them of
Basic-
being that way. It's
Yeah.
so stupid.
Basically, any legitimate criticism is shielded by the diversity actors.
And
Yeah.
you know what
Cast.
doesn't make
It's like that thing from the South Park movie, Operation Get Behind the Darkies.
I haven't seen that movie.
It's literally what it is.
well,
Yeah.
here's what I don't understand. Like, do they not realize there was Lando Calrissian and there was Mace Windu, you know, and they were well written characters.
But that's not the point. It doesn't matter. It's
Well, yeah, I know
I
that.
think it's like they know that their material isn't good. And so because they don't want to own up to that, then they just want to try to personally attack or insult anybody who points out the problems with the material.
Yeah, I was gonna say bouncing off what what Arturo was saying. I was like, we have already showcased, you know, whether you are going off of the original trilogy or the prequel trilogy, like these kind of characters do exist, and it's a whole universe within itself. We have aliens, we have all kinds of races and positions, and figures and all that kind of stuff. And ultimately, for me, yes, I'm here for the representation. We've seen it before, and I'm here for more of it. But it certainly I don't advocate for. I don't advocate for poor writing, regardless. I'm a writer myself, and so my thing is writing. I don't think people really realize how much bad writing can affect any project, television show, movie, or anything like that. And I just feel like, yes, I want to, support, but I'm not going to also ignore what's not quality. And I just feel like if they would focus on that, and I don't know what's because I don't know who's in charge from show to show, if they have the same teams or who the writing teams are, but it's like the issue is much deeper than just it looks good to have diversity, but it does nothing for anyone if your content, your substance, and all that is just not there. Like, focus on that, because if you don't have that, you don't really have anything.
As evidenced by how horrible She-Hulk was.
Well, I mean, and like I was
with the bad writing. And how in the world are these critics giving shows like that such high ratings? Is it because they're all afraid to say anything negative about Disney?
Who knows?
Oh my God, the Patterson cut works.
Colin's been quiet for so long, so I'm just staring. I was like, okay, well, I don't know what he's doing. Okay,
Well,
he's been searching for the Patterson
but
cut.
I was
The
gonna
You can
reason
say,
is
download it.
access.
Yeah, they made me do a Gmail code. Yeah, that's why.
I was gonna say
Instead of
though,
just making it free for everyone, you got to go through that. So I'm excited to watch this.
Did you get the DM?
And no, I just went to it on my own. And it just signed up, and yeah, it's in
On
email.
Discord, I sent you that link and
Oh, on
the
Discord. Oh, and D's
Oh,
on
Embarrassing.
Discord. D's
Thank
finally
you.
on
I know, I've
Discord.
been to the site
oh,
the day
Yes,
that they took it down.
You made it.
They put it back up.
If you'll notice, D, that it's mostly Colin, Simon, and I who are
I know it's a lot
gabbing
of
on.
me being bored. I think it's gonna slow down though. Part of it is I work from home and my job's slow and I got nothing to do and no one to talk to and I just
Oh,
like
it's all good.
you
It's
need to play
fine.
horror games.
And oh gosh, I just like that Discord. It kind of like one of the reasons why I enjoy the fact that Facebook exists, even though social media in general is kind of annoying. It's nice to know that there's a place you can go to contact multiple people. There's like this little hub, and so that's what's cool about Discord. It's like, I mean, there's several people in the server, but the main ones that do any communication or interaction are just like the four of us. And I'm fine with that because it's just a night. If I want to message one of you guys, I don't have to go to each one of your emails to message you. I can just go right there and just post a comment. So that's cool.
I like it.
I do too.
Are we gonna, I guess, do our top three?
A couple more movies.
Shout outs.
I'll go through them quickly. Boy with the Striped Pajamas.
Oh yeah.
Never saw.
Yeah, I know about it.
Have you seen it, Arturo?
No.
It's a Holocaust movie.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
But yeah.
I think I might have seen. Like I was going through the list. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
Ooh,
Other
yeah.
one is Choke.
Choke.
What's that about? I don't think I've ever heard of that
The
one.
Nun movie. The Nun movie.
The
With
Nun
Philip
movie?
Hoffman?
No, you're thinking of Doubt.
Down. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
No, Choke is I can never pronounce his name right. From the writer of Fight Club, Chuck Palahniuk.
Palahniuk. Yeah.
Palahniuk. Yeah.
Okay.
It's based on one of his novels, starring Sam Rockwell. And it's not as good as Fight Club, but it's still pretty good.
What's it about?
Oh, that sounds. I wonder if I missed. That sounds good.
I've never
missed that
heard
one.
of this.
Well, I'll just go for the synopsis because it's a sex addict con man pays for his mother's hospital bills by playing on the sympathies of those who rescue him from choking to death.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, you've seen it? You've seen it, D?
No, I know the concept. I added it to my watch list actually.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
just off the concept, I'm so interested in seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
He's
check
like
it.
kind of nihilistic, right? Stories like that.
Choke. And you say it's
I really like Sam Rockwell.
I like him too.
He's really good.
I saw him in See How They Run recently.
Oh, I know.
And it was fun. I love that movie.
Yeah, that's one of my.
That movie
favorites
gave
of
me
this year.
warm fuzzies, I swear.
Yeah.
Those are the best kind.
Say
Have you seen
what?
Pearl?
I said those are the best kind.
Yes, they are the best kind. No, I haven't. D and I were just talking about this a few days ago. Pearl.
I have See How They Run and Pearl lined up to watch, but I can never choose between them. Let's see.
Well, Pearl is totally different.
Frost
But-
Nixon.
I was gonna say I also said it was also nice to see Sam Rockwell in that role because he's a great actor, but he plays so many like nefarious, unlikable, horrible. Like he just played some of the worst characters. So
Yeah,
so yeah, so it was
Yeah,
nice
he
to
was-
see something, change of pace in that.
play a
sense.
good guy. I was just astounded at how brutal Agatha Christie was.
Oh yeah. She was about to decapitate that guy.
I remember
Frost,
Frost Nixon was a kind of like a big deal, big hit when it came out, at least critically.
I never saw it.
It's good.
I never saw it either though. Yeah.
Who
just,
played Nixon?
Oh, Frank Langella. I think.
Oh, him. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He played Dracula in a movie long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
Sam Rockwell's in it as well.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Mhm.
Did you guys
Oh.
ever see Moon?
Yep.
I think was
Yeah.
that in 2009, maybe, with Sam
Yeah.
Rockwell.
About that, yeah.
Do you have to leave in 20 minutes soon?
I have to go in at least 30 minutes.
30
20 to
minutes?
30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got to go pick up Javier.
Okay.
One
I
more.
just saw the clock. I'm gonna keep it quiet.
That's 2009.
2000. I remember seeing Moon. You might would like that, D, if you haven't seen that.
Moon?
He
Okay.
he's not a bad guy in there.
That's it.
He's
He's
also-
pretty much
like,
the only character in that movie, or the only actor, basically. He's all
Yes,
alone.
it's a very lonely movie.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, it is interesting. What were you saying, D?
Oh no. I was trying to remember, how did we get on the subject of Sam Rockwell? I didn't realize he was in Choke also.
That's how we got
He's
on
also
the subject of
in-
Sam Rockwell, because
Yeah.
he's in Choke.
He's also in 3 Billboards if you're catching up on McDonough movies.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot that
absolutely.
he was in that movie. I saw that movie in passing and don't remember a ton about it.
It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's
solid.
I think I
Rather-
probably like In Bruges better.
Yeah, you probably would.
Are we
So
gonna-
his editor died. The
Oh.
editor that had worked on the 3 Billboards and also In Bruges,
Oh,
because
wow.
at the end of Banshees they have in memory of, and then
Oh,
they say his name.
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't realize that's who that was. Yeah.
I looked it up. I was like, who is this guy? And I looked it up. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So,
John Gregory,
yeah, him.
77. Decent life.
Yeah. Though 77 feels not too terribly old nowadays. Now that my parents are on, in that age range, it's like, oh.
I know, yeah. My parents are getting older. I'm like, oh no, that's not old anymore.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's depressing.
Zack and Mary make a porno. Kevin
Oh.
Smith's
Seth Rogen.
sort of. Yeah.
Oh, I heard of that.
Are,
I never watched it.
are we gonna?
I'm
I
not
guess-
crazy about Seth Rogen. I just don't care for
I
him.
like him. I think he's likable. I don't know if he's lovable. He's not a great comedian. I think he's just likable and works good in comedies. He's a good, kind of.
Of course, the
straight man.
toker like him.
Yeah, of course, the toker. Yeah, but no,
This is your name now,
like-
Colin. You
he's
should
not-
just
I
change
like
your
the
Discord handle to say the toker.
I might.
Or
The toker's
Batman
good.
villain.
No, I like Seth Rogen. He's not like Will Ferrell or Jack Black or someone that I think's really funny as like a lead comedian. But I like him as it's the kind of straight man, the stoner straight man in a comedy.
Okay.
But let's do top 3. Can we do top 3?
I'm ready. I actually have
One last
4.
movie.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
The vampire movie of that year.
Let the right one in.
Yep.
Yes.
I knew you were going to say
Wait,
that.
wait,
I have
was
it
that
on my
the
list,
Swedish
and I
one or
forgot.
the American one.
I think it's the original, right?
The
Swedish-
original.
The remake is called Let Me In.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the original better. I've
Or
watched
Slotten
both.
rätt komma in. Did the original Swedish.
I'll just take your word for it that you said it right.
That was a good movie. Yeah, let the right one in. That was.
I
good.
like them both. I
did
thought
too.
they were both good. Arturo, that's probably. I mean, I think you would enjoy that as well. That is one of the many that I wrote down on my list to watch. We just didn't get around to it.
Oh,
That
Sin,
was
that might have to go on our list too.
That was like the real.
But
vampire.
let the right one in. Have you seen it, D?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's been a while, and I've only seen it once, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's been a while since the last time I watched it. So yeah, that might
know
be a
the-
fun for the future.
The bullying scenes were tough. I felt really sorry for that kid.
I agree, but the ending is satisfying in regard to that.
Yeah. Right. We're being very vague, Arturo. We don't want to give
Yes.
anything away. The Blue Toker. That's your name,
Dude,
Colin. That's a
There
good
you
villain
go.
name, the Blue Toker,
There you
I'll
go.
take it. I like it.
because you have your blue shirt
I
on
don't
and
wanna
you
be
like
a
your
villain, I wanna
blue
be
shirt.
an agent of chaos.
Poor Colin. Okay, so was that it? Was that all the ones, Simon?
Yeah, the only one I've got left is my tabs is Wanted, which was that Angelina Jolie and
Yes,
Yeah, action.
Scottish guy
James
who
McAvoy.
could bend bullets.
James McAvoy.
Curve
That's
the
the one.
bullets. Yeah.
I started to rewatch that the other day and then changed my mind and then thought about watching Iron Man and then changed my mind and then started to watch Rock and Roll and then realized it was a Guy Ritchie film and then changed my mind and just
Oh my
so
gosh.
yeah. I enjoyed Wanted, but I remember some of the action scenes are just like, oh. But
Incredibly
with the
dull.
curved bullets and all that.
yeah, like when she did the thing and it went all around the okay. I mean, it was stylistically, it was cool, but
Right.
might be
Just
worth
so-
rewatching again. Maybe I'd enjoy it
But
more.
unrealistically.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I was just like, it didn't impress me as much as I thought that it was going to. Yeah, I remember Morgan Freeman being in it.
So top three.
Okay.
Then you go first.
Well, I have 4 written down. So let's just say Iron Man. Okay, that's just a given, right? Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
For probably many of us. So I have The Good, the Bad, the Weird,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that.
and Valkyrie, even though that's a rough one, but it was really good. And then of course In Bruges. That's probably my favorite
Nice.
now. I love that movie.
Oh, not Dark Knight?
I'm surprised.
Yeah, The Dark Knight. But that's what I said, like Iron Man kind of.
For me, the Dark Knight's the one that's like for you, Iron Man is like the obvious inclusion. For me, it's Dark Knight and Iron Man's like a couple more down.
See, the Dark Knight is on my top 10 already. So it almost feels like cheating to bring it up in my top list for 2008.
Okay,
So I was trying to be original and different.
I got you. I know it is like everyone says Dark Knight.
I might have to
Right.
I might have to actually add 5.
Oh boy. Okay.
If someone wants to go first, I still gotta figure
You're
this
still
out.
thinking? Okay. Do you have yours ready, Simon or D, Colin?
I'll go. Because yeah, Dark Knight is number 1. I love Dark Knight. It's awesome. We could have
Yes.
talked about it more, I guess, but everyone's seen it and knows about it. Then we talked about Cloverfield, probably number 2. Just like
Okay.
I'm really partial to that movie because it's kind of like a horror movie that I like, which is hard to pull off. Like I said, being chased by monsters I love that when it's done right. I think Cloverfield did it pretty good. And then Red Cliff, which we didn't talk about, and I realized I talked about it last time. I got
You
stuck
did.
doing that, talking about movies for next time because Red Cliff is an awesome movie. Is a Chinese movie at the time and probably still today, like biggest budget ever. I'm sure it's up there still because it's
That was
based on
really long one, right? The really long
Yeah.
movie.
the one I'm borrowing it and my dad has it. I'm borrowing it for him. The international cut is 2 DVD. It's like 4.5, 5 hours long. You know, it's 2
Whoa.
basically. And then, but it's because the edited one is like 2.5. They cut out too much stuff. You could cut out maybe an hour, but not 2.5 hours. It's just really epic. It's really cool if you like, battle, like ancient military battles and horses, and just it gets a lot of the culture. And I just think it's really cool. I like foreign movies that show you something different, and it's got a really well produced and cinematography and production. And it's just it's really like it's mature and it feels like a good. I don't know. I grew up with like the foreign movies being cheaper than Hollywood standard. Like,
yeah.
This is a movie that like you would expect Hollywood to like top tier Hollywood, like a Gladiator or something.
Yeah.
Really nicely. Looks
High
really-
production.
Mhm.
High
Yeah.
production.
So Red Cliff is awesome. And John Woo, that's his name? Yeah, John Woo. He directed it. He's a famous action director. China. Chow Yun-fat is in it. No, Chow Yun-fat's not in it. No. I just thought that. Some famous people are in it though. Famous. It's really good. If you like ancient military and Chinese history and anything, it's worth watching. Red Cliff. So that's my top 3: Red Cliff, Cloverfield, and Dark Knight.
Cool. An eclectic list. What about you guys? Ben, I don't even know if Ben's still with us.
Man,
I was waiting to see
Well-
what Ben would say, you know, because he's gone. He was like a kid when it came out.
Yeah, he might have been disconnected again.
man.
I don't know.
He's just been talking the whole time, like, wait.
Poor guy.
No, man.
Well, my top three have all already been discussed at length. So, In Bruges, number 1, Cloverfield, number 2, and Tropic Thunder, number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of good comedies that we talked about.
Yeah.
Pineapple Express, Tropic Thunder, Step Brothers was a funny one.
Oh, see,
Some good ones.
that's Will Ferrell, right?
That's cool that Simon that you like Cloverfield so much. I didn't realize you liked it.
Oh
so-
yeah,
yeah, I really like it too. Yeah, that is a Will Ferrell movie. Step Brothers. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
Oh yeah. Will Ferrell
are
is
we
kind
best
of
friends?
like Will
Yeah.
Ferrell. He's kind of like he's like an immediate turnoff for me. Most
Really?
of anything he's in, I'm just like, nah. I just don't
Yeah.
like him too much.
Some people.
He's in
are.
this new Ryan Reynolds movie, and I'm not super. It's like, oh, he's in it.
Oh,
Oh,
Scrooge
there he
type
is.
movie.
Yeah, Spirited. It's called
Spirited.
Spirited or something. Yeah.
Ben, what's your top three?
He's not even muted any either.
He came back in.
I was thinking that he would. Oh, he's gone again. Poor
Oh,
guy.
he's gonna try again.
Okay, D. What about yours?
Okay. Totally agree about Cloverfield as a experience in general.
Wow.
And with Tropic Thunder as the I know it was a lot of good comedies, but that one just really took some risks that you didn't expect. Tom Cruise as the character he played, Robert Downey Jr. doing what he did.
Yeah.
You know, Jack Black, and just this mixture of all these actors, just really bringing something to this story. And just, I don't know, it was just something different. Even with those style of comedies, it was just something that was outside of the norm. So I'll start with Tropic Thunder. I'm going to throw in the movie Doubt with Meryl Streep and Amy Adams, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That was this year.
I
Okay,
remember that big.
the church movie. Yeah.
The what?
Yeah.
I said the church movie or the nun movie. I mean, the
Yeah.
nun.
That's what you meant by the
That's
nun
what I
movie.
meant.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, because it was brought up. Oh, yeah, that's right. Someone mentioned.
Yeah. But I had to throw in Doubt because I want to say that's probably in this whole cinema journey, that was probably the first film where I really connected to the material, even though it was quote unquote slow, and it was more so about the performances, and there was a lot of ambiguity. You kind of had to determine how you felt about what happened, and if, you know, like, is this true, or and how do you walk away, you know, from this film, and how do you feel about the choices that were made and who ultimately did what? And to me, I just thought that was very compelling. I know some people don't like open-endedness and ambiguity, and I don't always like it, but that was the first time where I really appreciated it and what it, you know, how thought-provoking it was in that sense. So I'll go with Doubt. So Tropic Thunder, Doubt. I am a huge, Sin already knows this, but I am the period piece aficionado.
Oh, yes.
And this was a huge year for me. It kind of
The other
jump-started.
Boleyn girl?
Huh?
The other Boleyn girl?
That's one of them. Technically, I was a toss-up between that and the Duchess. They both were very
Keira
Oh.
Knightley.
appreciating those as
Yeah.
kind of in high school and, you know, as a kind of a young adult. So, but between the two, I would say the other Boleyn girl was probably the more impactful one. But I think between the two, the Duchess is the more, just as far as how they tell that story and just the depth of it and the style and everything that they do with that film. I have to go with the Duchess next.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I had to throw in my period piece there. Then I have to go with Wall-E. Obviously, you know, Pixar is, you know, really solid anyway. I think everyone has their one kind of solid Pixar film. And there are so many to choose from. But Wall-E, I think that was me appreciating something about the animation specifically, and just the style of it. Like that scene where Eve and Wall-E like are dancing in space or like flying in space, and you just hear the score and
Mhm.
I was like mesmerized, like honestly. And of course, even though some people might think the message is, maybe too on the nose, I appreciated what it was trying to say. I liked just how it was charming, but it was, trying, it had something to say at the same time. It was just very beautifully crafted. And I was able to appreciate that, with a more mature eye than I probably did watching Toy Story or some of the other ones when I was younger. And my number one is going to be Let the Right One In, because that was my introduction. I believe that was my introduction to foreign horror. And it was so not what I thought it was going to be. This was actually my first time using Netflix as a streaming service. They had the thing set up on my DVD. It was like a Blu-ray. First time I had a Blu-ray player, and they had an option to connect it. There was a button on the remote, and I'm telling you, it looks nothing like it looks now. It was like, it was a totally different layout and everything. But I just remember that was one of the films one of the first films I clicked on, and not knowing what to expect, the twists and turns, the dynamics of this relationship, a complete kind of flip on what it is to be a vampire. And what it is to either be in love or have a close bond with someone, and what that person might be willing to do for you in ways. So yeah, I just think Let the Right One In is, and same thing with Let Me In, and the Showtime series. They have a Showtime series.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
yeah,
and I just think that proves that there's so much that's compelling around. Excuse me. I think it proves that there's so much compelling about that core story that, it continues to be told, and it kind of still is in the mainstream after all these years, like over a decade later. So, so yeah, that's my number one.
Oh, well, interesting. I didn't expect that list, but that was a cool list.
That's a good.
Has anybody seen this movie? It's been mentioned multiple times. This one with Brittany Murphy in it?
No, but I'm going to add it.
No, I've not seen that one.
It sounds kind of depressing. The way he's talking about it here.
That's probably why I wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, it was apparently one of the last movies that she was in before she died. Yeah, that was depressing. Sorry, we got on that. Okay.
Ben, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's just your connection is real staticky. Do you have like a top 3 or 4 or however? Do you have a top list?
Yeah, I have a top 3. Yeah. Okay, so I think number 3 for me would be WALL-E, because it's a good animated movie. I like it. It was, yeah. Number 2, I don't know how to explain it. It just in my eyes, it's pretty good. Number 2, I think I would go with Iron Man. It was the my dad introduced me to it when I was young. It was one of the first Marvel movies I saw. So I'd have to go with Iron Man as number 2, and number 1 is Dark Knight. So
Nice.
Yeah.
The classics.
Yeah, I think those two are really high on a lot of people's lists in general.
Well, WALL-E's great because it does so much with like no dialogue or hardly any dialogue.
Right.
Just robot floating around.
And he's got this little expressive face, even though he's not saying anything. I mean, I've seen clips of it.
It's different in that respect. It's really cool.
Is it sad at the end, though? Surely not. It's Pixar, right?
It's a happier. I mean, it's more depressing at the beginning.
Like, it looks kind of sad because he's like all by himself, right?
The world is humans have left the trash the world and left it, and humans are just kind of fat and dumb, and that's kind of depressing.
Humans are kind of fat and dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though. They play it for laughs. It's funny.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it's nothing compared, and even that intro is nothing compared to the beginning of Up or Finding Nemo, because
those are sad.
Oh, Up was rough. That one was really tough.
Yeah.
I did not like starting out crying.
Right.
Stinking animated.
Right.
Am I the last one?
Yeah.
This is kind of like not really in particular order, but they're on my top. Let's see. Yeah, 5. So, In Bruges. I gotta add it in. That one
We
was
laughed
funny.
at that movie so many times.
That's awesome.
There was a lot of laughing going on.
Give us a quick mini review for both of you.
Don't put me on the spot like that, Simon.
Jolly good old time.
Jolly good old time.
A weird blend of comedy and what's the word? Brutality.
Dark comedy.
It was very, very, very dark comedy, but it had this odd balance where it worked, and you wouldn't think it could work. That something like that in the situations that were going on that could actually be funny when you're talking like imminent death or the threat of death, and you're laughing.
It also has 0 fat on it.
That's
Every
true.
single scene means something.
That's true.
Yeah.
And whoa, there I am again hearing myself. I don't know.
Did you have trouble understanding the accents, Sin and Bruce?
No, not really. Simon and I were talking before the live stream started. We were talking about like.
Whoa, there I am.
That might be happening on Ben's end.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it?
I feel like because I'm hearing myself when I'm talking. I had a little bit more trouble understanding them in Banshees, but I could understand most everything they said. Just every once in a while, maybe there's little expressions or whatever that I don't know what it means. But it was just, I don't know. It was just so stinking hilarious. I can't stop thinking about that and Banshees and Colin Farrell. I mean, the scene where they're touring and they're on the boat.
Oh,
and and Brendan Gleeson, he likes the history and he likes the architecture and he's like touring and Colin Farrell just like he's like all humped up with his coat and he's just like so he's so expressive with his face. I was telling Dee that Colin Farrell is an actor that has grown on me. I didn't used to like him too much. He seemed like thought he was just all that, and I did not appreciate that. But it seems like he's matured and he's grown on me, and he's a really good actor. He's very good.
He did ping one.
Yes, he did.
Hey, get easy, sweetheart.
Yeah, he was really good.
Did you understand the term lollipop man?
No, what did that come from? What was the meaning of that?
A lollipop man is someone who stands outside of school and they have like a big sign that looks like a lollipop.
Okay.
And
it's like
they basically assist kids in crossing the road.
Oh, I thought it had a bad meaning to it.
Safety sign to stop.
I thought you meant it was like the guy in the van offering candy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When
I was watching, I was thinking, like, do they even know what that means?
No, I didn't. No, I actually did. I didn't. So, see, that's a time when idioms from other regions don't mean anything to people that have no idea.
But did you know in Banshees, did you know what FAGS meant when he was looking?
Yes, I did. I absolutely did. I did, and I wondered if the other people in the theater didn't. I was like, I bet they're cringing. I bet they're cringing. I'm like, but I totally know what they're saying.
Right. I was wondering that, like, do you guys know?
Yeah, it's funny, but there were a few people in the theater. There was a married couple, and then there was some other person, and then there was me. And then when the movie was done and we were leaving, I was ahead of the married couple, and the husband was saying something like, well, that was just totally depressing. And I was like, yeah, I know, it was really sad, wasn't it? But then in the bathroom, the wife was in the bathroom, and so then we start talking in the bathroom. That's why it took so long to come out, Arturo. We started talking about it in the bathroom, and we were analyzing the characters and how Colin, this such a sweet person, and how he was driven to do, like, how his character arc made him do all these terrible things, and how sad it was, and we felt so sad for both of them, but we felt like Brendan Gleeson was mean to cut him. It was we just went on and on about it, and she was from, I don't know where she was. She had an accent, like some European country accent, but she said she'd lived in the UK for like 20 some years, and she had been around a lot of Irish people, and so she knew these actors and she knew the director, and she was that's why they came to see it. It was neat. It was neat.
Cool.
But I enjoyed the movie, but In Bruges is more rewatchable for me, just because even though there's all this brutality and stuff in it, it's there's just something about it that it doesn't make me as depressed and down as I felt when I was watching Banshees. So, I'm sorry, and I was giving away such a lot of stuff, and Simon hasn't seen it yet.
No, it's fine.
I didn't give away big, but it's a bit more of a downer for sure. But it's good, but it's sad.
Sin, did you see what Lisa thought of it?
No, I didn't, but I was thinking about her, wondering what did she think about it.
Well, she kind of feels similar to kind of what you said. And it's a little bit more personal for her because that's she has a different kind of connection to it. So I think she appreciates it, but I think that depressing aspect of it probably hit a little differently for her.
Oh, okay, I'll have to watch it. I didn't know that she had done a review, but I wondered, and I just assumed that she had watched it because I know that she had seen Belfast, and she wasn't as in love with it as. So, and I think she felt kind of similarly to about it that Simon had. Lisa Loves on YouTube. She's from Ireland as well. We had talked about her. I think.
I remember you saying
Yeah. So I'll check out what she said. I'm curious to hear.
Yeah, she did like one of her like "Come With Me" videos.
Like where she goes to the theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
She did one for Halloween. I watched that one.
And I know you didn't share her opinion.
No, it didn't. I made a comment on there. Not anything. I mean, if she enjoyed it, I'm glad, but I will disagree with her that it's
right. And I wonder, and I could be wrong, but I'm wondering if it's one of those. I probably have to rewatch it because I kind of remember what she said before, but I'm wondering if it's one of those things where, and I think this happened for some people where because they heard it getting dragged so badly. Maybe when they went in, I guess with the
she had like rock bottom expectations.
Right. So it's like, oh, this is kind of like at least okay. I think it's probably
maybe that's what it was. Oh my gosh. Oh, so, Simon found this thing that we were talking about. It's in the private chat. The stuff about the fan baiting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
If you want to link it into the YouTube chat,
I will. Hold on. Copy it and do it now.
No, you need to go soon.
Yeah, I do. I got my timer. It's going to go off in about 4 minutes.
Oh dang. Well,
I guess I still hadn't finished yet.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Talking about in Bruges, and then it just went on to a different topic.
Well, you guys can continue the live stream because our 4 hours aren't up yet.
Yeah,
I just have to go. That's
well, like I said, still not in particular. Valkyrie would be there,
of course, yes,
and Iron Man would be there, Dark Knight, and of course the Good, the Bad, the Weird.
Nice.
If you guys haven't seen it, you should watch it.
It's on my list. Yeah, it's definitely
it's really
like something I would like.
There's this music that they play. There's a scene where they're going across the desert. Mm-hmm. These military people are in their vehicles, and the cowboy dude is riding on his horse, shooting this gun. And this song that they play, I love that song so much.
I want to see it. I remember when it came out, I wanted to see it, but I couldn't find it because it was like a foreign movie, and I just couldn't find it, and I forgot about it. Well, so, yeah,
I think you'll enjoy it. It's good. It's funny, and cool action and cool characters. So, and I'm just, my mind is blown that that's the same guy from Squid Game. He looks so different to me. I really cannot. Now I feel like I want to watch The Good, the Bad, the Weird again, so I can see him when he was much younger, because he's so different in Squid Game.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Wait, so that was a good, Dark Knight, In Bruges, Iron Man, Good, Bad, Weird.
Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dark Knight and Iron Man got a lot of love.
Yeah.
Of
course. I mean, that's kind of, like I said, that's a given.
And if it's not enough, me and Simon, D gave it a shout out, and me and Simon has number 2, Cloverfield. That's
Cloverfield got 3 mentions, I think.
You might want to.
All 3 of y'all.
That's pretty good praise. You might want to watch it sometime.
I know.
You might like it.
We could try to go through the shows real quickly.
Well, I feel like Sin is the host. It'd be weird to do it without Sin. But
I know, and I gotta bow
Well,
out. I
Do
hate
you
it.
want to
I
try it
hate-
real quick?
Well, I can't.
There goes the timer.
Gotta go.
Timer.
And I have to go too.
So I have to go.
Yeah.
All right.
I
well,
hate that we have to.
I mean, we
abbreviate it,
don't
but
have to talk about the shows. I mean, it's just odd that we don't.
I know, but I have to go. Unfortunately,
I'll post stuff on Discord for you to watch.
Yes,
for
yes,
09.
please do.
And thanks
Good night,
for
Chris.
including me again. This is always fun.
Of course,
Yeah.
always. It is fun. We got a little movie talk community, so
Yeah.
it's cool.
Mhm.
But I'm going to leave the studio. If anybody hangs around and wants to talk, that's fine. But I do have to take off, unfortunately.
Same here.
See you guys later.
Na, na, na.
Bye.
Later.
Later.
Well, I feel like we could keep going, but it's I don't know
It
if
just
Ben's
feels
even
odd.
still here. Feels a
Yeah.
little odd. I feel like Sin's the heart of the show.
Well,
Total sausage party.
I know. I'm like, oh,
have you guys heard of the Fringe?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
sci-fi
that came out.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that came out this year. I remember when it started. That one. Well,
never
I've
watched
I've
it.
been interested to watch it, just haven't gotten around to it.
Well, I got to leave with one recommendation to watch for next year. Is
Okay.
and I already recommended before, but I don't know if you guys saw it or remember. But Valhalla Rising. which
Hello,
is
Rise.
it's a Valhalla Rising, which
Oh,
is
Valhalla.
Valhalla Rising. It's the Mads Mikkelsen, and it's like that movie The Northman that just came out. I feel like it's a better version of that movie, where it's like these Vikings go land in North America like hundreds of years before the Europeans got there, and they just like end up fighting with the Indians, and it's like it's a quiet, brutal, really well shot movie. It's just different, but yeah, I think if you like The Northman, I think it's like what I wanted The Northman to be more like, which is just like way more brutal. It feels like fucking Norse, like a Viking badass story. So I recommend that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could
no.
be. Wait, what were you gonna say, Simon?
Sin is going to be pissed because Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles came out this year.
Oh yeah, that's
Well-
right.
We'll have to open with that next time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it also carried into 2009.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hurt Locker won Best Picture 2010, and we got mentioned this year, which is weird. Slumdog Millionaire won Best Picture this year, but it was Hurt Locker in 2010. So yeah, it got posted a year early. Whatever. I'm excited to watch this Obi-Wan cut. Like, I think it could actually be worth watching. You know, the show was kind of bad, but we'll see. That's exciting news.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that cut.
Well,
Oh well, of course the Clone Wars also started at the same time as the movie.
True Blood started this year.
Is that
True
is
Blood.
that not a vampire?
Yep.
Never watched that one.
No?
I bet my bet Sin
Too much
might
sex.
recognize it.
Anyone watch Sons of Anarchy?
No, but that's one I always felt like I should start watching. I never did. It seems like a show I might like.
Yeah. There's one season where they actually come over here.
Oh, in Ireland?
Yeah.
That's cool. Was it realistic?
No.
Not really.
Not really.
It's grounded, but I wouldn't say it's realistic. It's a bit of a cartoon. It's a bit
Yeah.
exaggerated.
Oh, that
I actually know the Hells Angels over here, so I can ask them about it.
There's actually a lot of great comedies came out this year. I don't know if you guys watched any of them, but was it Archer, Parks and Rec, Community.
Oh my God. Ben 10 came out this year.
Oh, the one where they're grown up. Yeah.
What
I
is it?
remember that.
Alien Force.
Ben 10?
Yeah, Ben 10.
Wait, a new Ben 10 thing came out?
I never saw that.
2008.
Ben 10 Alien Force. Yeah, that was when they were like, I guess, older teenagers. I do remember when that started. Batman Brave and the Bold. I remember Sin could not get into that one. Adventures of Flapjack.
The
Does
lead.
anyone say The In-Betweeners?
Never saw that one.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's a British show.
Have a good night, everyone. Yeah, I feel the chat. I don't expect anyone still in the chat. Sin's the star. We're just supporting characters.
Because she could go on all day if we brought up Twilight.
Oh, Ben's gone. That was fun to have a new. He didn't say a lot. I guess his internet probably wasn't working.
Fresh
great.
blood.
Yeah, it's fun to have some. I always like to hear different perspectives, like young people that, because I feel like I was young in 2000. I was 23, which is kind of young. You know, it's not that old. And so to feel like now there's like 18-year-olds, like he was like, you know, he was young back in 2008. Like it's a totally different perspective on all this stuff, because it's like you have to revisit all these adult movies as a, you know, they're old now. So
Yeah, some of these kids were like born in 05, and that was the same year I was seeing Star Wars Episode 3.
yeah, it's fast.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
Between Two Ferns.
Oh, that's great. I've watched.
Is that a show?
It's
Zach
a
short.
Yeah, does interviews. They're kind of fake, kind of real. I mean, they're pretty fake. They're fake, they're kind of real. But it's really funny.
There was a sci-fi horror anthology series called Stranger Things. It came out in 2008.
Oh wait, what?
No one cared about.
Is that legit?
Yep.
I'll
link it in the private chat.
A Stranger Thing before Stranger Things.
Interesting.
It's got good ratings.
What the fuck? Two Girls, One Cup, the show?
No. Don't even pretend. Don't even play. That's a joke.
Based on the infamous internet video,
No.
This series of shorts follows the adventures of a cup living with two girls in Sherman Oaks.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't believe you.
Link in the private chat.
No, I'm not gonna click.
Was my favorite 2008 show.
I'm clicking on it. Two Girls, One Cup, the show. Oh my god. What is wrong with this world?
That was PG porn. If anyone
what?
That's great.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, there's a few others, but I don't think you guys have seen it because they're anime.
No, I haven't seen it. This was a fun stream.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. I mean, I would say 2008 was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's good. It's a solid year.
Mm-hmm.
It's solid. I give it a
lot of good stuff. Just now, I got to figure out which ones to watch for 2009.
Watch Valhalla Rising. That's the one.
Nothing else.
Well, you've seen? I assume you've seen Inglourious Bastards.
Oh yeah.
All right. I would have to say that one. Yeah, Valhalla Rising is just really cool, and it's just something that's kind of like I feel like it's not really well known. Like, I feel like most movies you probably would have heard about, but that's like a hidden gem. I was happy I found it.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm actually friends with one of the best friends of one of the actors who was in Inglourious Bastards.
Wait, what?
Which one?
Sam Levine.
Sam Levine. I have to Google that. Sorry, I'll be right.
He was also in Freaks and Geeks.
Wait, did you say you're friends?
I'm not friends with him. I'm friends with a friend of his best friend.
Oh, that's cool.
They got married because of like the pandemic and everything. Like people weren't together for a long time, so he invited my friend to propose to his fiance at his wedding.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Who was the actor? It was
Sam Levine.
What did he do in Inglourious Bastards? I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember the name.
Okay. Oh, that's
Look
cool.
it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was any like I feel like I've seen
Hirschberg.
What's that?
Hirschberg.
Is that another 2009 movie?
No, PFC Hirschberg. That was the character he played in Inglourious Bastards.
Inglorious.
I think I remember Sam Levine, the one you're talking about. Wait, okay, I found one other movie. Or Zombieland's pretty good. You there, Arturo?
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Zombieland.
Have you seen District 9?
What?
District 9?
Yeah.
I don't think so. What is that one about?
Yeah, that is a
Alien.
Yeah, it's an alien movie. Alien movie, yeah.
In South
Like
Africa.
giving too much away, yeah. Have you seen Watchmen?
Okay, that one I have not really watched.
It's worth watching just to see.
I think District 9's better, for sure. I think District 9, is like a must-see from 09. If talking about classics from 09, District 9, top of the list. There was one other I was going to mention, just because I know you and Sin like horror movies, and it's a horror movie I actually liked. It was just hard to find. It's called Drag Me to Hell, and it's directed by Sam Raimi. It's got Justin Long in it. It's just, I don't remember exactly, but it's basically like these people there's a curse that they're going to go to hell or something. I don't really remember. I just remember it's like really directed well and really good special effects. And it was like, maybe not super, it wasn't like creepy scary, but it had some scary parts. But it was just like visually a really cool horror movie. So Drag Me to Hell would be there. And District 9 for sure. Yeah, for sure District 9.
Yeah, I've heard of Drag Me to Hell. I think I remember Sin talking about that movie a while back.
Here's a movie you need to see, In the Loop.
In the Loop?
In the Loop.
I've never saw
You might
that.
want to watch it as well. That's the one with, remember the guy Malcolm Tucker?
Not the name.
I showed you a...
the comedy thing?
Yeah.
Comedy guy? Okay.
Where he just swears at everyone.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The guy who played the doctor at one point.
He's in the loop?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a comedy?
It's a comedy, yeah. There was a show called In the Thick of It, which is based on... It was basically the UK's version of Veep. Which after he made Veep and In the Loop, he went... after he made In the Thick of It and In the Loop, he went on and made Veep, a guy called Armando Iannucci. So...
That's the show that a lot of those quotes were from.
Yeah.
Right, because
you'd like it.
Yeah. In the Loop. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll check that out.
It also stars James Gandolfini and that girl from My Girl.
Oh, she's also in Veep, right? Or Anna Chomsky?
That's the one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it. That was funny. I wanted to watch more of that clip. That was really good. His cursing. Yeah, that show is probably good. It was based on Veep. That I can see that.
No, they're both from the same people. It's just that the same writer. It's just that Veep is the American version of.
Oh, okay.
The thick of it.
Okay. Veep's based on that. Okay, yeah.
All right,
I've got something to watch. Man, I wanted to talk about Nope too. Have you guys seen Nope yet?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
I just watched it last night. I really liked it. What do you guys think?
I thought it was unique, different.
Yeah.
Different take on. Well, I don't want to say for whoever's watching live.
Yeah, probably no one. Probably it's
I don't know.
2 people.
2 people.
It was okay, but I think like as his career goes on, the metaphors just becomes more and more stretched out.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't his. I think it was my favorite movie he's done, but I don't think it's the best he can do. I feel like he can do a great movie. It just hasn't. None of them have clicked like a 10 out of 10. They're all like. I like them all, but they always felt like at the end there's something with the story that just didn't click as well as it could have. Like, that's just for me though. But I just like that it was. It was unique. The scene when he's in the barn where I don't want to give stuff away, but we've seen it.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening, don't listen. But I'll just say that the scene where he's in the barn and there's he sees some stuff in the barn. I got nervous. Like that's.
Oh, I was thinking like, uh-oh.
I was like, whoa. I was like sat up a little bit. Like this movie, like is going straight into that, and it was kind of a bummer how it ended up, like that the movie didn't really. That was the scariest part of the movie. I feel like I was kind of like that got me scared, and I was like, oh man, this movie's gonna be really fucking scary. But then that ended up being the scariest part for me. But I still liked all the. It was different. I liked it.
Yeah.
I really loved the design of the UFO. Like some of those shots at the end where you really see it in action.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I was like pausing some of those and rewinding them because I was just like, wow, it looks so cool. So
have you seen Bullet Train?
No, I haven't seen that one.
That one's fun.
Have you seen Coraline?
No, I saw that on the 09 though.
Yeah, that's worth watching. It's based on the Neil Gaiman book.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Let me check it out.
Wait, that's an 09 movie?
Yep.
Wait, isn't that like a horror movie?
It's like an animated. Yeah. It's like a dark, gothic animated movie, from what I've seen. Like kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas or something.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I remember seeing trailers for that. Do we have anything else?
No, just definitely watch District 9. If you can only watch one, that's the one.
Yeah, most of the better ones I've already seen that year.
Yeah, that's if you haven't seen that, I think that's the most.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. We're already close to the end of the 2000s.
Yeah, it went pretty fast.
Yeah, I gotta say I have a lot of respect for this decade for a lot of good things it gave us.
Yeah, lots of good. Yeah, this is, I mean, maybe the best decade ever, really, for me. Like,
it was like the start for even bigger things. I mean, I really like the 90s. The 80s are a charm, but the 2000s, the good old days.
Lots of good content. Yeah.
What a good time to be alive during that time.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Except you were working and I was just being a crazy kid.
Still, America. I love being in America. It's awesome. No offense, Simon.
What are we talking about?
Sure, Island's awesome. I just count my lucky stars. I was born in America. Just
all the good stuff.
Just everything's cheap, man. Like AC and electricity and food and pot now. It's just all cheap and easy. Entertainment. I'm sure Ireland's probably not too different than first world countries where it's.
I find Ireland like have a nice calm scenery to it.
Just anywhere that's first world where you can just live and have money and chill and not have to be struggling. I feel like most of life in the world and history is just fucking people struggling just to survive and get by. And so I'm always just like, God, thank you that I'm just chilling with the water and electricity and food and entertainment, like, so that's what I mean. Like, America's cool for that.
And also you get to write your story.
Yeah, get to write my story. I'm excited. I'm taking 2 months off work to just focus on writing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was going to ask.
About?
Oh, takes place. It's like, it's hard to describe in a paragraph or a sentence, but it's basically like a fantasy story that takes place thousands of years in the future, and humans have become more like, lost all the technologies, so they're just back to like kind of tribal villages kind of thing.
That's like Primal.
It's a lot like Primal. In fact, every time I see something that reminds me of something like in my story, I'm like, no, people are just gonna think I'm copying this shit. Like, I have to get my shit out before all the ideas in it have been done somewhere else. But it's kind of like, yeah, it's like Primal, and that tone is like I'm kind of going for, or similar. And there's just like, but there's more story to it. There's characters, and there's like a prophecy, and it's supposed to be like an adventure, mystery, some action. There's monsters, but animals have evolved all crazy with mutations. So there's action and beasts and fighting and stuff. So it's hard I don't know how to describe it, but it's basically like a fantasy adventure kind of story.
Yeah.
Sounds like a toy line from the 80s called Visionaries.
Visionaries?
Mm-hmm.
What? I've not heard of that. What is it?
Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light.
I've not heard of that. It's a show or a book?
Well, it was in the movies. Fuck, what am I talking about? Sorry, Slade. In the 80s, cartoons were really just commercials for toys.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a cartoon show and a toy line.
Nice. I would probably like that. Knights of the
Magical Light.
Magical Light.
I was gonna ask, are you gonna have someone draw pictures?
No, I'm trying to write it as a novel. Because I wrote like a bunch of stuff I was trying to write as a graphic novel, but like I couldn't find people to do art, and I couldn't do the art. So I'm like, that's my new thing, is just try to write a book and then see how I can do it.
You could still like maybe add a few pictures. Some pictures, like some novels have pictures in them.
Yeah, but no, I'm just trying to just do it like classic novel. But the pictures would be cool to like look at. I'm sure it'd be cool to have pictures of stuff just to visualize some of the like beasts I'm trying to imagine. Some of the stuff that's kind of made up in my head. But
wouldn't it be beautiful to have pictures in your novel?
Yeah, it's not necessary. No. Be all right though. But I'm just stoked that I get to take some time off work, because I've been putting it off for a lot. So I'm trying to actually get it done now. So we'll see how that goes. See if I can actually report some progress next time.
All work and no play makes the toker a dull boy.
No. That's all I've been doing is playing my games and shit. So I'm like purposely not getting any new games or doing anything that's gonna distract me.
I recently got a Series X yesterday.
Oh, really?
And it was like the last one.
You got an Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh, what game? Like, did you get it? Is there a certain game you had to get right away or anything?
Well, not particularly, but the one that I wanted to get that's compatible is an Xbox One game. It's got all the... Have you ever heard of the company Rare that used to work for Nintendo? They made like the Donkey Kong Countries. They made Banjo-Kazooie. Okay, so when Microsoft bought them out, Banjo-Kazooie and Conker's Bad Fur Day is all owned by that company now.
Mm-hmm.
They released, only on Xbox One, a Rare collection of all their games. And I really want to play... I want to play the Banjo-Kazooie games, but one of the games I really want to play is Conker's Bad Fur Day. It was originally on the N64, but as we know, as time goes on, the retro games just go up in price. and you can't really
Really?
find like a good copy of it.
That's so funny. I mean,
Have you ever heard of FPGA or
Mm,
Mister?
mm,
no.
No. I'll link it in the video games part in Discord.
Oh.
that's funny to me that you got like a sold out Xbox, a Series X, and then you got it to play an old N64 game.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous like, because you can't find like the original version at all for like a decent amount of price if you want
Right.
to spend unless 800 or not 800, more like maybe $80 to $90,
Right.
and you don't know whether or not it'll work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what Mister is a reconfigurable chipset. So it's not that you're emulating the games; it's that the chipset actually reconfigures itself so it's physically the same as the old consoles,
Ah.
and you can just play whatever comes up in
That's
there.
crazy.
Because there are some games that I really want to play, but they're too expensive. There's this one. It's a horror game for the PS2, but it's probably the most expensive PS2 game you can find on eBay right now. Like some people will sell it for $900 to $1,000, even
Whoa.
more than that at best. Now you could emulate it, but you got to go through the configurations and all that. I was able to emulate one game. I think it was last year. It was a Wii game, but you have to set your PS4 remote in a way where it's like a Wii remote.
Weird.
I mean,
I never messed with that stuff.
I figured it out. I followed an instruction. I'm able to play this Wii game on my PC. And the crazy part is, if you press a button, it opens up the Japanese Wii menu. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We'll have linked an article about Mister on the Discord.
That's cool. I'll check that
I'm
out.
checking it out.
I got 2 movies to watch tonight. I'm about to watch Aqua Teen.
Is
and
this?
Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah. Is this I guess you just put games in it, or
No, you still use ROMs. It's just that rather than the console running as software on a more powerful machine, this reconfigures the hardware to emulate to be sort of physically the same as
Crazy.
the original hardware.
Oh wow. Is like the stuff all in there, or do you need to put it in yourself, like the games?
Well, you need the ROMs. It's just like emulation.
Okay. I'm assuming you just put it in, like you put the code in, like the ROMs in, and I guess it does everything for you, or you still need to kind of set it up, pretty much.
Well, you need to set it up, but
All right, I figured.
there's plenty of resources there. There's a Discord server to ask people.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll be looking into this.
Another movie worth checking out is Surrogates.
Is that an 09?
It's an 09 starring, what's his name? Oh shit, Bruce
Willis?
something. Willis, that's the one.
Hmm.
Set in the futuristic world where humans live in isolation and interact through surrogate robots, a cop is forced to leave his home for the first time in years in order to investigate the murders of other surrogates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is 09. Okay. I'll see if I can find it. Okay. Is his name Greer?
I don't know. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
In the Loop and Surrogates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Surrogates isn't great, but I was expecting like the typical Bruce Willis fare. And it was better than that.
Yeah, I think I probably skipped it because I thought the same, but the plot doesn't intrigue me.
Yeah, some of these I just didn't hear of. Okay.
Are you gonna watch the Obi-Wan cut, Simon?
Probably not.
No. You didn't know about it till tonight? You hadn't
No.
heard about it? I heard about it.
I think I'd heard about it, but I just Obi-Wan was so bad. I just really didn't care about any cuts or anything.
Well, yeah.
Another good movie, another 2009 movie worth watching is Whip It.
Whip
the
It.
roller derbies?
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
it was a fun little movie.
Yeah.
Terror at Blood Fart.
That's funny.
I gotta look into that now.
That's pretty. Yeah, I can't do it. No, I can't do it.
Oh, why not?
No, life's too short.
Well, yeah, life is short, so that means you should try.
Maybe. Touche. But no, the Obi-Wan cut is I mean, it might just end up sucking. It's just something that's like, I wish I could do that kind of stuff. I always think if I had time and money to learn, I'd like to like edit footage to make shit more interesting.
Make things a lot better. Oh, this is a 2008 movie, and yeah, it's got doesn't have the great ratings. Oh my gosh, this looks stupid. This looks like oh goodness, like a low production.
Which one? Oh, Terror. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Written by Rob Bonk.
Rob Bonk.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The film quality looks like that really bad, cheap
Nice.
film quality. Oh my gosh.
Bonk.
Oh man. This is like something like YouTubers would make. That's what it looks like.
Oh wait, let's see.
It's yeah, might want to watch it just to laugh at it.
Oh man, I'm trying to see if they legalize pot in Missouri officially. Let's see if it says here. Yes has got a pretty big lead. So, yay. That's all I really care about, the vote. And really don't change anything except it might make prices go down.
I was going to ask, who's looking forward to discussing the 2010s?
I mean, I wasn't even sure we would go there, but if you guys do...
I mean, we can wait.
If you guys do and I'm invited, I would. But I feel like I have less to say about it than... Glenn's there. Hey, Glenn. Good night, Glenn.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
See you next time. Sorry for
Have a good
depressing
one,
you.
Glenn.
Make it so depressing at the end. I assume no one was there, and I'm just ranting. But hey, we got a few decades. We got a few more decades. Getting high and eating Doritos.
I mean, yeah, it's like we either could wait a little bit longer to do it, or we can do it right after the 2000s.
Well, I'm down. I won't have as much to say. I feel like I watch less and less movies as the years go on, and I stay less up to date. But I still watch enough. I'll have stuff to say. Hello.
I think it's probably the end of 2020 maybe.
Which one? What?
If we end at 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, because then we're all
because we're on the decade of
basically started in 2020 or the year after, so that'd be kind of yep. I'd do it. I'd do it before the world ends. Go over them all. I think this Obi-Wan cut's gonna be pretty good.
All right, well, I guess I can stop it here. So I hope everybody enjoyed this long live stream.
if there was two and Glenn went to bed, it's just Dulcie Maris and us. And yeah, I think I brought us all. I'm sorry, guys. Don't get me started on AI and climate change. I think I started myself on that. It's not even you. I'm sorry. Oh, the toker needs to go. Dude, I even have a really big fat white cat, fluffy cat that sits on my lap. Pet it. And
Let's bring it next time.
I will. The toker will make his plans.
Yeah, but looking forward to seeing everybody in the next one, 2009, and hopefully maybe we won't wait too terribly long.
Me too.
How long is your mom over in Vegas for?
Wait, what?
How long is your mom going to Vegas for?
A week or two?
I don't think it'll be too long. I don't think it would be like a week. She's just there for a con, I think.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Sooner the better.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be around. This was fun, you guys.
Yeah. As always.
As always. Talk to you later, Arturo and Simon.
See you next
Have a
time.
good one, guys.